And that's us there. Now we're live.
Are we though?
Yeah, we live.
Oh my God!
Welcome to the ADLR Podcast. Oh, what happened?
Oh Jesus Christ! That broke my eardrums again.
What broke your eardrums?
Hey Jamie, thanks for the sub.
What broke the eardrums? What happened?
I don't know what it is about the subscriber sound. It refuses to stay low.
Ah. So your shit's super duper loud. Because Orton's already asking where's Kimberly. Kimberly's not here for whatever reason.
Of course not.
Because he's late as always. He's terrible time management. You'd think he'd learn how to by now. Tuesdays at 8, and he's just not here on time. It's infuriating, to be honest. What was I? Oh, ADLR Podcast, episode 45. I'm going to go ahead and warn everyone who just started listening / watching. This is a spoiler catastrophe. If you have not seen Game of Thrones episode 8, season 8, episode 3, or Avengers EndGame, leave. Come back after you've watched both. Not either of them, because, you know? Because we're spoiling the shit out of it. There's no, hey, we'll start off with how do we like it, do we not like it? No, the gloves are off, bro. All right, we're gonna destroy the fucking plot. We're gonna go through it, and yeah, that was your warning. So I'll give you 5 more seconds. Fuck off. Now I still got to do the housekeeping, so I don't know why I'm cursing at everyone. If you want to support the podcast and the channel, go to patreon.com/adlrplays.com, and you can support the channel that way. If you'd rather donate to a good cause, go to Extra Life. Try that again. You go to extralife.adlrplays.com to donate to Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children here in Orlando, where this is taped. Taped? What am I, like a 80s radio fucking show? Like,
Take 43.
I'm not taking another. No, I'm not doing it again. And if you want if you want us to talk about a certain topic or just drop a hello, go to topics@adlrplays.com. Fucking Riku from Kingdom Hearts somehow gave us a question. That's about it for the housekeeping. I'm here joined by Brian, my brother, and you want a weird TV, Kelsey? Like, I forget which one you prefer.
Does it really matter?
It does, because when they look you up on IMDb, you're gonna have to have a name.
Well, then it's probably Weird TV.
And then Weird TV, aka Brian Kelsey. I did both. I'm sorry. He knows now. Shit. Oh, and Randall's here, if you can see, right here, for the video listener or watchers.
Got that same mean mugging look on his face.
Yeah, the one episode I'm sure he'd have a shitload of things to fucking say, because he watched Avengers with us. Not here. He'll come in an hour after we're done talking about it.
We'll be in the middle of Game of Thrones, and then he'll be there.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Did you guys go see it for his birthday?
I mean, we went to go. It just happened to be on his birthday. So, yes, I guess, if he asks you.
Yeah, I asked him about it. I said, so here's our conversation. Yo, man, happy birthday.
Uh-huh.
An hour and a half later. Thanks, I appreciate it. Are you guys going to go see EndGame for your birthday?
And here we are. Holy shit.
The dude ghosts me harder than... I don't even know. I don't even know how hard he can ghost. Harder than applying for a job and never getting a response.
Yeah, dude. Like, that was days ago. That was like 5 days ago.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it is that he hates me so much.
I'm sure that's why he's not here. He's ghosting you again. He doesn't have an answer for you right now, so he's just not going to be on the podcast.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Fuck. All right, so how we're going to... I have some stuff on here we can do, I guess, before we jump right into spoilers.
Do you want to hit the news first? Do this a little bit out of order?
Yeah, we can do that. It's only 2 things on here, and they're really short. Overwatch added a modding tool built into the game, so you can script it to make a shitload of different game modes. Character behaviors are different. I've seen people do side-scrolling Overwatch because you can control the camera. I think it was Johan in the chat who told me there's a mod where you can taunt as McCree And you know the time that he puts his 2 fingers out and shoots with his fingers? You can actually kill people, like the heavies, taunt in TF2. Yeah, but I haven't gotten a chance to. I haven't played Overwatch in so long, and I've been wanting to, and I just keep putting it off because I was playing Division 2. Because fuck, the Division 2 is so fun. It's so addicting, I guess, for me. There's other stuff on here.
I'm just adding some stuff that I've seen on the gamer news for Reddit.
Gotcha. Do you guys care about? Do you guys plan on playing Overwatch again? Do you guys give a shit?
I don't. Like, it's so friggin' boring.
Gotcha.
If they had the robot character that was in the McCree short, I'll play it again.
The robot character that was in the McCree short? Oh, the big dude?
No, the girl that's in the capsule.
Oh, okay.
And he opens it.
I'm sure I'm sure they're designing her and adding her later on. Yeah, I want to give it a shot and see how the script, because I'm assuming you can browse through other people's mods and play through it, or maybe you can just get invited to it. Yeah, I'll give it a shot one of these years. You know, the next thing was Google Stadia had a little bit more information about the way they're going to be selling the games on the streaming platform. They said that they're going to be open to free to play games. They're going to have options for you to just buy out the game outright, or let me just read you the thing, you know. Hold on. All right. Quote: according to Harrison, Stadia platform will make money off purchases, but also via transactions and subscription options, among other things. Another way to read this is that playing a game on Stadia will not necessarily require a monthly subscription, but in the end, it may be up to the developers to choose which models suit their games the most. Harrison also noted that there is no technical limitation on how the platform can implement a variety of business models. This is good news for developers desiring kind of business model flexibility that they can run other platforms, end quote. So I guess games like Warframe and stuff, if they decide to go on Stadia, they could put their game on there as a free stream, but then Google gets a cut of the what is it, the resources in Warframe, the fucking credits or the packages they sell and whatnot. Same with, or you could probably sell it like Borderlands, where you pay for the license and they'll stream it, and then they get a cut of the sale, or they get a cut of the DLC in the future, or maybe will be a monthly subscription. Like, if I highly doubt this will ever happen, but if WoW it gets a Stadia version or something, you can just pay subscription and play WoW on anything. That'd
be pretty cool.
I mean, it would. I don't see Blizzard doing that, but if that'd be quite the headline. You just pull up your phone and just start playing WoW. I mean, granted, you'll probably have a controller, but they would have to redesign the game because it's keyboard and mouse based. Like, you can't just throw an Xbox controller in there and you'll be able to play WoW that I know of, from what I've seen. Number 3, who you added this one? Gearbox would love to bring Borderlands 3 to the Nintendo Switch.
That's basically the announcement.
Oh, okay. I mean, same here. I would love to see it on the Switch, especially like Borderlands on the go would be great, especially if you're the person who takes like trains or are in car rides all the time, or flights, or just you end up waiting for people for a lot. You can just pull out the Switch and just pull it out. Yeah, sorry. But he's driving. He's purposely driving away from where he needs to be to waste time. So, speaking of Borderlands, tomorrow, as of recording, tomorrow's May 1st, as of this recording, and there will be a gameplay stream for Borderlands 3 at 1 p.m. Eastern. Probably won't be able to watch it due to the fact that I will be at work. So, again, hopefully you guys will be live Discording it up and letting me know how baller it is.
I'm gonna be at the gym, so I'm not gonna be able to watch it live.
I'm sure Johan or Javi or both will be on there to let me know how badass it is, and then I'll watch it afterwards.
What is this? Sorry, I totally missed that. I was reading something.
They're gonna have the first gameplay, actual gameplay reveal for Borderlands 3 tomorrow at 1 Eastern. I think it's on their channel. That shit. So yeah, there was like a 20-second leak that came out. I shared it in my Discord. The UI looks very clean. It looks like the fire rate there's gonna be fire rate, like fire mode changing, that it showed in the leak as well. So like, I guess in assault rifle you can swap it to do like a single fire or whatever. It looked like Maliwan guns can give you the option to switch between two different elements, because it showed one of them I think showed fire and what is it? The new one, which is radiation, they're using to swap with slag, because I guess slag's not gonna be a thing anymore. What else did it show? And them just look at the weapon cards look more informative than before. It shows a lot more information. Like you know what that means. What else? I think that's it. It was only 26 seconds. There's only so much to dissect from there. So yeah, tomorrow, 1 Eastern. Check out Borderlands. What is this next? Dying Light. We're bringing Dying Light.
Dying Light 2 is coming to E3.
We can't wait to show you the latest.
Preview, 15-second little thing that's shows.
It looks like the day and night cycle.
Yeah. And then the E3 announcement itself.
Okay, so I guess it's gonna be playable for the people who are attending. I mean, I'm already sold. I played the first Dying Light and I loved it. Me and Brian played through it co-op, and I think it's up to is it 4-player co-op? The first one?
I'm not sure. It was just us playing.
It was just me and Brian playing, and I loved it. Brian was jumping around, doing a bunch of drop kicks to just about every fucking zombie from off screen. So it's very startling and also hilarious. I'm sure you can do that.
My Glock too.
And the Glock.
Now is this? You guys loved it like shit? Was that Magica?
No, it wasn't like I wasn't getting Brian killed. I liked Magica because it's just a fun game. Brian loved it minus me in it. So.
I don't know. I like having you in games like that, like in Portal 2. Anthony, don't move. Anthony, don't move. Anthony, don't move.
So Hail Mary, got it, boss. I'm going in. You say that now, but when you play Magica and you're like, we're trying to beat this boss by coordinating, and I'm killing you every other beam or every other magic move that I panically throw out there, you'd be like, no, I'm not ever playing this again. So yeah, Dying Light 2 is since announcement. I've been waiting for it. So when it comes out, I'm gonna try it out. We'll probably play co-op or something. Go ahead, Brian.
I was just gonna give a reference for Kelsey. It's like, imagine Diablo camera, but playing Brawlhalla with you, and that's basically what Magic is with Anthony.
Gotcha. That makes perfect sense.
I can only imagine me and Kelsey on a team in Brawlhalla.
We'd never lose.
I'd be like, you just
to the enemy team anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh shit! And then what is this? Persona 5 Scramble. Oh, is this the Persona Warriors game?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So they announced it for PS4 and Switch.
Yeah.
And the game looks really cool. Like it has a little bit of gameplay. About 30 seconds in, I think it is.
Yeah. It looks like one of the it seems like they're doing that, putting a bunch of different the guys who do the Hyrule Warriors, not Hyrule Warriors. Wow, the Dynasty Warriors games. I don't know if it's the same people, but it's becoming a more popular thing, especially with like other franchises. Like me and Brian played the Hyrule one, and it was pretty fun. I mean, it had its like performance issues because we were playing on Wii U, and it'd get like sub 30 quick because there were so many things on screen, and having it rendered, I mean, pretty much twice because. Two separate viewpoints. It probably ran better on Switch, but we played it on Wii U. And then they released the Fire Emblem Hero or Warriors one that we haven't played yet, but I'm sure it's just as. I'm sure it feels just as great. It's just a mob of people and you're just spamming a button. I mean, that's my thing. You just hit the one button over and over again and shit's happening on screen.
Yeah.
Fuels the body.
I saw that they were coming out with a Persona 5 Royale as well.
Mm-hmm. But it's not like Battle Royale. It's the base game with the added content on it.
Gotcha.
I think it's coming for Switch, but I know for a fact it's PS4.
Gotcha.
I can see it going for Switch as well. Persona 4 Golden sold a lot on PS Vita? Might have been Vita, yeah. I don't know if it was PSP or PS Vita. So having a Persona game on the go is probably in their best interest. So having it on a Switch is probably going to pay off. All right. How can we tease the fucking spoilers even further? So I have one. I saw a video of the EndGame cast going through a series of questions to see if they survive the snap. I mean, we don't have to do it. See if we survive the snap, but the questions on there were pretty Avengers related. And one of them is actually asked by Riku from the Kingdom Hearts series. What I'm saying is someone requested a topics at topics@adlrplays.com, and they said their name was Riku from the Kingdom Hearts series. Is there another Riku?
Yeah,
that's
Riku
famous
from Final Fantasy X.
Got it. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Which it should be the same. That would be the same Riku because it's all from Square.
I thought that Riku was the one from Kingdom Hearts, like Sora's friend.
Yeah, Riku's the silver-haired guy. But I think Riku's also in it. The Riku in Final Fantasy X, I think, is also in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, look at that. I forgot that was his name.
I think they're both in it. But I
How
think
many K's did it have?
on here just one.
Then it's from Kingdom Hearts.
Got it.
Riku from Final Fantasy has two.
Gotcha.
2 Ks.
Okay. All right, so I guess we'll start off with that. Riku from the Kingdom Hearts series. Isn't he dead or something in the third one? I have no idea. I'm just kidding, Brian. I've just made that up on the spot. I have no idea if that's the true thing. That'd be fucking hilarious if he actually dies. Yes, which Infinity Stone would you want? So, let me go ahead and...
Let me pull them up.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull them out and tell everybody what you can do with them. So, we'll start off with the original 6. None of the spin-off ones. We have Soul Stone, Time Stone, Space Stone, Mind Stone, Reality Stone, Power Stone. The Soul Stone allows the user to steal, control, manipulate, and alter living and dead souls. The Soul Gem is also the gateway to an idyllic pocket universe. At full potential, the Soul Gem grants... We're not even doing full potential, because that means other gems, and we're picking one. Time Stone, it's the green one, according to the MCU anyway. Or up until now. I mean, they might have switched it now to match the MCU. Doesn't matter. Time one's green. Allows the user to see into the past and future, stop, slow down, speed up, or reverse the flow of time. Time travel through... Oh, no, time travel. That's it. What the fuck? Change the past and the future, age and de-age beings, and trap people or entire universes in unending loops of time. Space Stone. Blue. The color blue. Allows the user to exist in any location, move any object anywhere throughout reality, warp or rearrange space, teleport themselves and others, increase their speed, and alter the distance between objects, contrary to the laws of physics. That just sounds powerful. Mind Stone. It's yellow. Allows the user to enhance their mental and psionic abilities and access the thoughts and dreams of the other beings. At full potential, when backed by the Power Gem, the Mind Gem can access all minds in existence simultaneously. Oh, I didn't want to read the full power. Okay. Reality. Redstone. Allows the user to fulfill their wishes, even if the wish is in direct contradiction with scientific laws, and do things that would normally be impossible, and create any type of alternate reality the user wishes. Power is purple. Allows the user to access and manipulate all forms of energy, enhance their physical strength and durability, enhance any superhuman ability, and boost the effects of other 5 gems. So that's the power one is basically the buff for everyone else, as on top of you're indestructible. All right, for me it was an easy one. At first, before reading this, I thought I was gonna pick the mind, and then after that, it became a toss-up between time and power.
All right.
So now that I have to pick one between time and power, I think power fits me more than time. As a person, so I'm gonna go with power. The purple. The perp.
I'm going with reality.
You going with reality?
I decide whatever exists. I can make myself rich and not have to do anything.
I wonder. I had questions to it. Like reading that description, I'm like, so is there any way anyone can disrupt your reality? Do you know? Like,
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like maybe using the other gems, can they like go, nah, fam? I know you have your alternate reality, but we can like nullify it in some way. I don't know. Like, you know how Doctor Strange was going toe to toe with Thanos in Infinity War, and I think
he wasn't using the.
I thought he
He
used
wasn't
the
even using stones.
I thought he did use the Reality Stone while they were fighting.
You talking about Thanos, or you talking about?
Thanos and
I
Doctor
guess you
Strange.
have to talking about Thanos.
Yeah.
I think Thanos only used it when he was showing how his planet used to look.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he used it during that battle too.
Mm-hmm.
Because then Doctor Strange was like, "Nah, fam, that's your reality. It doesn't matter. I'm the Sorcerer Supreme." And then he's like, hit him with a bunch of butterflies and shit. So I'm like, I don't know what's what. How about you, Kelsey? He's going with reality, so.
So mine is a toss up between time and space.
Oh, why space? You want to do the instant transmission Dragon Ball Z style?
I hate having to travel, dude.
Yo.
Like the time one. So the time one is one of those that like kind of overlaps with that, where you can, you know, if you want to go somewhere, you could just speed up the fact that you know to get there.
Yeah.
But you're still having that amount of time pass. Whereas with space, I can just be like, "Hey man, you want to hang out? Yeah, sure. Okay, give me a second," and then just there I am. Like just ring the doorbell.
Or you can just appear in my bathroom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my. Yeah, I thought about the space one too, because I that's one thing. If I can get a superpower, that like you pick one, I'm like teleportation, and the ability to take like anything else with me to like basically give me the power of the space stone. If I had to pick a power, so maybe space is my actual desired answer, but power seems like it seems to fit me more.
I think power is just is the one that's just more fun. Like if you think about how you could literally be Superman if you wanted to, or the Hulk and just run around and smash things.
or you can be the Hulk that the Hulk wants to be. Because
exactly.
with the Power Stone, you can just rip right through the Hulk. But the space one for me would be fun too, because I can just literally appear anywhere at any. Like I don't have to worry about scheduling fucking traffic every day. I can literally wait until like 7:59 and then be like, "Oh, I gotta get to work." Snap my fingers or some shit, and I'm there.
Yeah.
I can live anywhere in the world and work anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. Just be like, "Oh, you want to go visit?" And the thing is that you can teleport yourself and others.
Yeah.
Like, change distances between things. Just space is probably the one that I would go with. Like, it would be awesome to be able to,
You're fucking
go
selling
back
me on
and
space
win back
now.
all my fucking money, but in Vegas.
What do you mean win it back? You can teleport into the vault, take money, and then get the fuck out of there. I don't have to work ever again.
Yeah. But it's not nearly as much fun as being able to gamble and then impress all your friends.
And that too. Well, then you would need the time stone to impress your friends. Because you can see what you would need the time stone. Because you can see what's coming out, and then
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. At least it's space.
No, the time stone is impress your friends. The space stone is for living.
Yeah, like the fucking the things that grind my gears. Space is the solution. So you're selling me on space, to be honest. I'm thinking about switching my answer to space.
Like, seriously, like if they could do, I always wanted to be Nightcrawler when I was, first starting to get into X-Men and things. Like, how fucking amazing would it just be to be able to, like, okay, boom, you're somewhere else. You could go visit like anywhere in Europe, go to China, Russia, whatever the fuck you wanted to do in an instant. And then with, the Space Stone, you can teleport friends, family, whatever, to go wherever you want.
Okay, yeah. You're selling me, dude. I think I'm switching my answer. I'm switching right here. I'm flip-flopping in real time from power to space, dude.
I also want to know what it means by increase their speed. I'm assuming they just mean your physical attributes.
Which
kind of, like you may not be as strong, but it sounds like you can do some things that are that the Power Stone could do. So you would still have some of that physical ability. You just wouldn't be able to, pick up your car and throw it.
Well, I wouldn't need to. If I'm in a fight with somebody and they're like human, I'll just warp them to space. And then get the fuck out of there. Well, I don't know if you go with them, or maybe you can just send him somewhere. If you can just send them somewhere, I'm like, space, dead. You can tell I'm not a superhero. If I get powers, I'm turning to a supervillain. The first thing I'd do is just steal money and kill people.
I would. No, don't worry. I'd be right there with you. Like, I see all these posts and things online, like about anti-vaccines and all this other shit, and it's like, you people just aren't worth keeping around.
There's gonna be a lot of bloopings everywhere, dude. Instead of dust, I'm gonna make sure there's like little bubbles popping. Boop.
What is it? You guys have seen Jay and Silent Bob, right?
No, I did not. I haven't actually. I've seen them I've seen the characters in Clerks.
All right. So at the very end, they start flying around, and they start flying around the country and going to people's houses and asking, if people posted certain things online, and if they did, they just kick their ass. I would get to do that kind of stuff.
I can imagine the first person he goes into his chat, says some dumb shit about him. He's like, "Oh, so where do you live?" And then you just teleport there and just punch him in the mouth.
Exactly.
Shit. All right, well, that was a good question. Thank you, Riku from the Kingdom Hearts series. Let me go through this freaking question here real quick. There's a couple on here. The first one is, which Infinity Stone would you want to get access to? So I guess we answered that one already for everybody. Which Disney character would you choose to join the Avengers? Queen Elsa, Hercules, Genie, Sorcerer Mickey, Elastigirl, or Stitch? I can start because I already did these questions. So I can start. I picked Sorcerer Mickey. I figured another sorcerer alongside Doctor Strange is a huge help. So
Elastigirl, like from The Incredibles?
Yes.
Elastigirl.
Oh, okay. She'll fill in the Reed Richards hole that we have in the MCU right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'd probably go with the Genie, just because
I mean, he
can basically do anything. Be like, oh, we're losing? Well, now you have the strength to, do better.
Right, yeah, that's true. I didn't pick Genie because I don't know if there was like a caveat or something. Like, he can only help you if you release him. Like, I didn't want to pick that. I knew Sorcerer Mickey looks like he's ready to fucking take over the world, so...
Like, the only downside would be, like, he has the cuffs on, which means that he might still be, part of the lamp, and he can only grant you 3 wishes. So that could be the caveat. But if he was, like, free and could do what he wants...
then he's super OP then. Which word would your closest friends use to describe you? Caring, loyal, creative, funny, kind, or successful? Where do we begin? Should we just do each other then?
Let's start with saying what we think it is,
yeah,
and then
okay.
ask the other two about what they would use to describe the other person.
That's perfect. We're gonna just tear each other apart here. Let's go.
Exactly.
All right, I can start.
Go for it.
I think loyal for me.
What are the options?
Caring, loyal, creative, funny, kind, and successful. You got one for yours, Kelsey, or?
Yeah.
What do you think you are?
Funny.
Okay.
Probably creative.
And creative. So now let's tear everyone's fucking hopes and dreams. Oh man.
All right, do we want to hit Anthony first?
Hit me first. Yeah, I'm the host here, so knock me down here.
Nothing else really fits. I guess loyal. I don't know.
Oh, let's go. Cause I'm definitely not funny. Caring, kind, no.
I mean, I guess successful.
Successful, man. I mean, I'm not on the, I'm not next to Kanye Sunday services, but creative, no.
I see that.
Is that your answer too, or you got something else?
Loyal's probably the best one.
All right, Brian. To be honest, I think loyal's for everyone here. To be honest, because funny, none of us are funny. Creative, Brian's kind of there. Successful, how many viewers do we got? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Brian's definitely the most creative one out of all of us.
Caring, combined, I think we've all said.
Shit about you guys.
Yeah, like the amount of times we've said we don't care. There's no way we're caring.
If I had footage of you guys drowning, I'd rewind it.
Yeah, like kind, No, we're all devilish bastards. I think we're just all loyal, if I had to guess. So, for my answer for both of you, I think it's loyal. It's like honor among thieves, if you will. Do you agree with me or no?
I think funny is a strong word, so I think anything but that.
Do what?
I said funny is a strong word.
For me? I've given you guys lots of laughs.
We're
they
laughing.
may have been facepalm laughs, but they're still laughs.
Hey, we're laughing now. Oh, man. Which MCU dynamic duo is your favorite? Hope and Scott from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Thor and Loki from the Thor movies. Steve and Bucky from the Captain America movies, the Science Bros, which is Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, Gamora and Nebula from the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Carol and Fury from Captain Marvel. I'm biased on this, so I can already tell you mine is the Science Bros.
Hope.
Just Hope?
Mm-hmm.
That's the bias there. You mean Hope and Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Scott's so worthless.
Scott is hilarious, all right?
He's worthless.
He brings laughs.
The funniest thing Scott's ever done is that every year he goes on Conan and he shows the same dumbass clip.
What?
He goes
Do you not
on
know about
Conan
this?
every time he has to promote a movie, but he always promotes a trailer from the same movie, like in the 90s. He'll say roll the clip and they'll put a trailer for it.
I didn't know that.
It's the E.T. knockoff. Mac and Me. He shows the clip from Mac and Me where the kid starts rolling down the side of a giant hill and then falls off into like 40, 50 feet in the air into water.
Okay.
Every year he goes, or every time he goes on to Conan to promote a movie, that is the clip that he sends.
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't know that was the running gag. You see? Hilarious, dude. So Brian's picking Hope and Scott. I got the Science Bros. What are you picking there?
I was gonna go with the Science Bros too.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Power numbers. This next one's a pretty good question. Which weird or unconventional superpower would you want to possess? The power to instantly learn any language by only hearing it once. The power to change the nutritional value of any food at will. The power to remember anything you read and recall it instantly. The power to make any and all clothing items fit you perfectly as if tailored. I thought that was, let me just sidebar. What? Who cares about that power? Anyway, the power to transform into any animal you can think of, real or imaginary. And then the last one is the power to always know with absolute certainty when someone is lying.
Nah, I want to be like a dove sometimes.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you my answer. Because like I said, I already went through this. Johan in the chat says the third one. The power to remember anything you read and recall it instantly. You and me are alike. That's the one I picked. The power to remember anything you read and recall it instantly, I think is super useful. Like you can learn languages that way, so that nullifies the first one. The power to change nutritional value, I guess it doesn't do anything with that. The clothing one, I'm like, just buy clothes that fit you. Like, what the fuck do you need to just redo? I guess if it's like an old shirt that they don't make anymore, you don't fit in it, or it's shrunk or something, maybe. But that's the power you want. Get another shirt. Fuck. John says he can do proper call-outs in Siege. The power to transform into any animal you can think of, real or imaginary. That's an overpowered one right there. Because if it's imaginary, like, you can be a fucking Pegasus.
I can literally be Bud Stallion and not have to worry about money.
You can be Godzilla.
I don't want to be Godzilla.
Mecha Godzilla considered an animal? Or he was just man-made, right?
I don't know.
I don't know Godzilla lore. Someone can correct me. So yeah, for me, it's the power to remember anything you read and call it instantly. What are you? Kelsey?
I don't know. Kind of a toss up between learning any language instantly and the power to change nutritional value of any food.
What? Did you just read the first two and skip all of them?
I mean, like, the fitting the clothes, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Transforming into an animal would be pretty awesome, but okay. I don't really want to know when someone's lying to me. I don't really care.
Well, the third one, though.
The first three are really awesome. So is the one that be able to transform to an animal. But
wouldn't you agree that the third one nullifies the first one?
No.
Because, I mean, it might take you longer to learn the language, but you can still learn the language. Because you can read it, and you can be able to recall it. No?
You would only have to go through Rosetta Stone once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I guess
it kind of. Okay, I could see how that would nullify. So it's a toss up between the food and the recall.
Because the food one definitely, yeah, I was gonna say the food one definitely enticed me because I'm like, yo, I can eat whatever the fuck I want and still get ripped, like the legit ripped.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm eating a hamburger topped with chili and as much liquid cheese as I can find,
and I wrapped it in pizza,
barbecue sauce and ranch and whatever else the fuck I can think of. Be like, oh yeah, it's got 450 grams of protein in it, no sugar.
I hope it still tastes the same though. Because it says the power to change nutritional value, but it didn't say anything about taste.
Yeah. So I would assume that it's. It still
tasted the same.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope so. Is this the last one? No. Okay. Whose origin story is your personal favorite? Tony Stark from Iron Man, Steve Rogers from Captain America, Thor from Thor, Stephen Strange from Doctor Strange, T'Challa from Black Panther, and Carol Danvers from Captain Marvel. I'm going with Tony Stark because I'm biased. Tony Stark had an awesome ass first movie. What do you guys think?
I was giving Brian a chance to answer.
I'm gonna go with Carol.
Really?
I just really didn't like Doctor Strange movie.
But you think her origin story was more enjoyable than the rest?
I mean, I don't really care about the other characters, so.
Got it. Okay.
If you just mean origin in general, not including the movies and Doctor Strange, but.
It doesn't say the movie; it just says origin story. But I'm taking
Doctor Strange.
I'm just okay.
I'm gonna have to go with Doctor Strange as well. I really liked his, how he came about. I like his background.
Gotcha. All right, that was a quick one. Okay, this is we're gonna have to answer for each other, I guess, to make this honest. It says, and finally, what would you say is your personal character flaw?
There are like 4 on here.
That's so it goes. I joke around too much. I have a short temper. I care too deeply. No one here. I can be a little too blunt. Some of us here. I'm not always confident. I can be a little reckless. Some of us here. So I think, should we do the same thing? What we think it is, and we can destroy each other's hopes and dreams?
I mean, say, I joke around too much. I have a short temper. I can be a little too blunt, and I can be a little reckless. That's like me in a nutshell.
Well, you got to pick one. John says all of them. All right, so if I had to pick one from myself, it's probably the joke around too much. But I kind of have a short temper, but I don't burst out.
You do in different ways. You don't get physically angry like I do when I play Dark Souls or Sekiro.
Or Ninja Gaiden.
But you get that kind of in your face attitude, like, nah, bitch, let's do this. Come on, let's go.
John said he has gunfidence. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, John. Okay, you said his would be confidence. He said he has gunfidence. All right, so what do you guys think yours are? Your one. Even though some of these applied to multiple of these apply to us.
Mine's obviously the blunt one.
I can be a little too blunt. Okay.
I joke around too much.
Joke around too much as well. Okay.
I'm always looking for reasons to
laugh.
To joke.
Yep. All right, so let's tear each other down. Hit me first, peeps. The host goes down first with the ship.
What did you say yours was?
I joke around too much. Banana. Banana.
That sounds about right.
Kelsey, do you
I'm
agree?
gonna have
I
to go
literally
with
just
that one.
answered.
I think you joke around too much more than anything else.
Okay.
Anytime I've seen you get into trouble, it's because you're just joking the entire time. So
For Kelsey, let's go Kelsey here. You picked I joked around too much?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen you get into actual like trouble for joking though.
I mean, there is just so many times you can hear only on Tuesdays.
I think I would vote I can be a little reckless over joke around too much.
I could see it.
I would go. I think that nudges it over. And then for Brian, Brian, you agree or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for Brian, he definitely cares too deeply. Right, Kelsey? Right on point. I think we're both hit the nail on the noggin there. He's yeah, I think the blunt one, the short temper comes up if he's getting salty. I've seen it on stream.
Well, he does have a temper and he is short, so he kind of fits both personas.
Oh, so that's 2 points. Yeah, I think it's a toss-up between the blunt and the short temper. I can't decide which one.
Yeah.
I don't know about the temper one because it's usually just frustration and not actual anger.
He says angrily as he...
Yeah, as he's clenching his fist off screen. His right hand's like, I'm going to punch him right in the throat when I see him. Yeah, I can't decide between those two. And I think that was the last one. Yeah. I ended up, for anyone who cares, I ended up surviving, according to this stupid quiz.
Let me see.
Brian's going to take it. I knew it. Why did I say that? All right, people. I think that's it. Oh, no. Kelsey. You came back from a trip.
Yes.
From Vegas.
Went to Vegas for the bachelor party.
All right, so
It was awesome.
Tell us what you can tell us that's safe for work.
I want people, hold on. The answer this gave me is, I'm not feeling so good. That's specifically what they told me specifically.
Oh, shit. Okay, let's get through this one.
Oops.
Hold on, we'll do Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll do the Vegas trip, and then we'll do the spoiler shit. Go ahead, man.
All right.
Go
Went
for
to
it.
Vegas for the bachelor party. It was a hell of a lot of fun. I was a little pissed, that I lost all the money, but I went out there with the full intention of not coming back with any of it, so it wasn't that bad. It just would have been nice to, have that kind of like up and down where you actually win something.
Uh-huh.
But didn't see that until like day 3.
And how deep were you? How deep in the loss were you there? Or at that
3K.
point, 3K. Yeah.
Well, 3K for the whole trip.
Oh,
that includes like food and everything else. So it's
Gotcha.
not like, and that's what I took out there to gamble with.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just really annoying, like, getting like on a good streak and then starting to actually bet some, or betting big because you've been doing well, and then having it all just come crumbling down.
They pulled that one Jenga piece.
Yep.
So what you guys do besides gamble? Keep it 18, you know what I'm saying? Just kids watching.
That's about it. That and eating.
He's like, I'm not gonna incriminate myself on here.
So we went to a sex shop,
Uh-huh.
bought another orange thing, and bought
Wait, they had the same ones you got that you ordered?
No, it was more like, I mean, they had those, but the one that we got was, have you seen Borat?
Yeah.
You know that thing that has that comes
Over the shoulder?
up over the shoulders? Yeah.
Oh,
So we bought
my
that.
God.
And bought a tank top that says thick on it, and gave it to Jambi for his birthday. I told him that he didn't make any money when he was out in New Orleans, so I told him he was just gonna have to put on an orange thing and come work the street corner with me so that we could make money to pay for Vegas. And so for his birthday was on Saturday, and so we went to see EndGame and went out to dinner for him, and then we went and bought him one of the orange things in the tank top.
Oh shit! So he's gonna be wearing that exclusively on stream.
No, his wife said that she would leave him if he ever wore that for her. I have a video, I think, on my phone. I'll have to send it to you guys. But yeah, we sent he didn't even realize that it was for him. Like, we went out to dinner, and I was holding a bag from a sex shop, and he's like, "What's in there, Brian? What is it? You and Shannon are into kinky shit. Let me know. Well, let me know what it is. I want to know what it is."
Uh-huh.
I just kept looking at him and be like, "You don't need to know what it is. Unless you're going to let us use it on you, you don't need to know what it is." And then when we got there and I gave it to him, he's like, "I did not dream in a million years that this would actually be for me." And then Nick took a video of it and sent it to his wife, or to Jambi's wife, fiance, whatever the hell you want to call her, and she sent back a gross vomiting face.
Uh-huh.
And then messaged Jambi and said, "If you ever wear that for me, we're done. I will leave you." And then I said that to Shannon, and she goes, "She's got the right idea. I'd leave you, take the dog and the cats."
Save them from the sight of you wearing that.
Yeah.
Hasn't she seen you in the orange thing?
I think so.
I
don't even know if I still have it. I'm pretty sure she made me throw it away.
I'm pretty sure she did, and then you hid it somewhere.
Probably.
That'd be quite a surprise. Give her the anniversary surprise. Survive? The fuck is wrong with me?
A lot of things.
That's good, man.
But yeah, for the most part, we ate and gambled and drank. That was about it.
Nice.
We don't go to strip clubs or anything like that.
I got
want
you,
to be
dude.
sexually frustrated.
Yeah,
I just look at porn on the internet.
Making it official, ladies. If you guys ever listen to this episode, they straight and narrow. All right. All they did was go and gamble. They didn't see any titties or booty.
I didn't say that.
Hey, don't. Allegedly, you just went.
No, I didn't say that. I just said we didn't go to a strip club. I didn't say it's Vegas. Titties everywhere.
I'm trying to help you here, and you're just fucking it up. Anyway, let's start. So the last warning now. I gave you a warning at the beginning of the episode. Here's your final warning. We're going to talk about Game of Thrones. And there will be spoilers. Right after that, Avengers EndGame. There will be spoilers. So if you enjoyed the show so far and don't want spoilers, I'll see you next week. And I'll give you 5 seconds for you to leave. 5, 1, that's over. So, Game of Thrones. Let's. Did you don't mind if we spoil it for you, or Kelsey?
Who?
You.
Oh, Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Game of Thrones. We're gonna start with
sorry. I heard EndGame for some reason.
No, I did.
Just because I was on.
I said both, but we're gonna start with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Like, I'll eventually watch the show, but I don't. Unless you're gonna tell me that this episode is like the most dramatic turning point in the series, it should be fine.
Yes and no. I think it's the correct answer, Brian, right? Yes and no is the answer to that question. It is a turning point. Okay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do here?
Well, I mean, all right, I can just take my headphones off. That's fine. Just start doing this or something whenever you're ready.
Gotcha. All right, so let's begin. Look at him, his idiot ass. Fucking,
go for it.
Yeah, we're going for it. You can't hear me, can you? Dumbass. So, Game of Thrones episode 8, this week's episode. All right, the battle for Winterfell begins. All right, everyone's suiting up. It starts off with Sam walking around the castle, putting up defenses. It looked like it was a great way for people to see, for the audience to see where everyone's gonna be stationed. He walks around most of the castle and then starts walking outward. Ooh, this episode was fucking awesome. So it starts off with Melisandre riding in from who knows where the fuck, which I thought was conveniently written. What was I gonna say? she sets fire to the Thraki army that Daenerys brings in. And I don't know if they got super hyped because their swords are on fire, or Jorah Mormont is like, you know what, let's go. And runs out. Yeah, and runs out into the darkness to fight the Whites. They're called the Whites for some reason. I'm going to keep calling them the Whites because this is the context of White Walkers. I'm not trying to be racist. They did a great shot of everyone running into the darkness and seeing everyone's like lit up swords slowly fucking dim out until there was like nothing left. And then some of the horses came back. Jorah Mormont actually made the fight, like survived that first fight. Crazy shit happening with Arya. I thought she did this was her episode to fucking shine. The only thing I didn't like about Arya's like involvement in this is the fucking Metal Gear Solid moment. Some of it was like I thought it broke the pace. Like everything was a wave of fucking White Walkers or Whites are attacking everyone, like a ferocious battle outside, and then it's her trying to sneak around a library, which then turns into full-blown running afterwards anyway. The Hound had to go and save her. What else? I'm missing a bunch of plot points here. In the crypt, like everyone fucking predicted, the person who can res the dead resed shit in the crypt, where there was other, like the non-warriors, like the women and children are down there with Sansa and Tyrion. So, a lot of people dying there. This is one of the episodes that shows how much fucking plot armor everyone has. It keeps you on your toes throughout the entire episode because they're getting swarmed by the Whites, left and right. Almost every major character is facing death, and they'll cut away from what looks like they're about to get stabbed to come back and they're completely fine, which is one of the cons of the episode. But up until then, it was still super hyped because watching them fight was pretty good. We finally saw some dragons fighting each other, which is pretty cool to watch. If you can see, okay, let me back up a bit. There's been complaints that the episode was super dark. I completely agree because there was parts where you couldn't see what the fuck's happening because there was quick cuts and it was super dark, and then there was cloud scenes where the dragons were fighting. I couldn't tell which fucking dragon was getting bit at times, but yeah, there was dragons fighting each other. We saw one of the dragons rip the undead dragon's fucking face off. So I don't know if it was the entire face or not, but it looked like it was flying blind. And it had like the fucking blue ice fire things coming out of his mouth, which is also really cool. Shit, what else? So I'm trying to get as much in there before the big ass reveal happens.
You gonna say the deaths?
Yeah, but I'm trying to before we start resting and piecing everyone. It seems like everyone who passed, there was some deaths. One, not as many deaths as I thought there were gonna be. Two, the way that the deaths didn't happen, as in the people who survived, I thought was a bit bullshit. Given the way other, like, infantrymen were dying. Because there was two huge armies, like the Unsullied were there, the Dothraki, and they were getting slashed left and right. But somehow the Brienne, Jamie Lannister, Podrick, Grey Worm. Who else was one out there? Oh, Tormund. Somebody. Who else was on the team? Oh, the Hound. Like, they were like either swarmed or like surrounded by people, and they still survived. But I guess we can start talking about the people who died. The first person to lose his life is the guy from the Night Watch. I forgot his name, but he was. When I saw his death, I'm like, I hope they're not just going to off the people who don't matter. So he ends up getting killed. Actually, no, there's only two people who died. It was just him and Jorah, right?
Him, Jorah, Lady Mormont.
Oh, Lady Mormont. That's right.
The eye patch guy.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Melisandre.
But Melisandre, like, it seems like she like was done. Like she was the Lord of Light sent her to do whatever. She finished it and she killed herself afterwards. Melisandre got there to light things on fire and tell Arya to go do something. That's all she did in this episode. Granted, it helped them by about them like 30 seconds. She set like a fire around the Winterfell, and the whites just started laying on top of it and using themselves as a bridge. Like, duh. Fucking yeah. Jorah Mormont died protecting Daenerys, which I thought was fitting, because he's always been there with her. And also, as a joke, fellas, once you're in the friend zone, you die in the friend zone. Back to being serious. Yeah. Lyanna Mormont, I think her name is Lyanna Mormont. Lady Mormont, whatever you want, the little girl. Ends up going like a champ. She takes down one of the fucking giants. I forgot the giant's name. It's the one that was actually one of the wildlings. I forgot his name, though, at the Battle of Hardhome. You remember his name at all?
I don't remember like most of the characters' names.
Gotcha.
If they weren't at the war table, I don't know who they are.
So yeah, okay, fine. Oh, and Theon died too. We forgot Theon.
I thought you said Theon.
Oh, I don't think I did. Mormont she stabs the fucking giant in the mouth, no, in the eye, and takes it down after bone crushing. After the giant was like breaking her bones, she stabbed them in the eye and they fell and she died. Who else ended up dying? The fire dude who got resurrected like 7 times throughout the show with the eye patch, lost his life defending Arya. And then Theon, I think, is the next death. No, Jorah did, and I already told you how that happened. Theon died protecting Bran in one of the in the most redeeming way possible. Like taking out almost who knows how many people with arrows. He ran out of arrows and he just started fucking swinging on everyone up until the body stopped coming. And the Night King? I keep saying Snow King. The Night King arrives to have a really good moment with Bran. Oh, before that, I guess Bran, he was gonna say sorry to Bran for the shit he's done, and he's told him the things you've done brought you here today, here home. And then once he saw that the Night King was the next fucking person he gets to try to kill by himself because all of his other men died, Bran tells him, "You're a good man. You're a good man. Thank you," which is his way of him redeeming himself. And as his final action, he runs towards death, which is a great contrast with he's been doing the past who knows how many seasons. He's always been running away from any danger. This time he faced it head on. I thought it was a great way for him to die. Which, once you find out what happened in the next 20 seconds, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck? Why he could have just waited?" So yeah, and then the last death is the Night King himself getting fucking wrecked by Arya, dude. If anybody here watched Winter Soldier, or who else that movement was fantastic. I didn't think it was gonna happen, to be honest. It was like bleak as shit. It had some slow song playing in the background, cutting between almost everyone about to die or being overwhelmed. Tormund was like surrounded by a bunch of people. Jaime, Brienne, Podrick were surrounded by enemies. I forgot to talk about Tyrion and Sansa. It looked like they had like a little thing going on there. I don't know if they're gonna like they cared for each other kind of thing. They were about to go out swinging and killing out all the whites that were in the crypt. Yeah, just as they were all gonna die, Arya leaps from literally nowhere. The only sign that somebody was in the room other than the Bran and the Snow King and his army was the Night King. Sorry, I keep saying Snow King. Was like a shot of one of the White Walkers' generals, like a gust of like wind or something blew his hair a little bit, and he was like, "What?" And then that's it. It cut back to him about to kill Bran, and she jumps from behind trying to stab him. I just dab on here. The Night King grabs, what's her name? Arya, her hand, because she had the knife in that hand, and then holds her neck. So she drops it from one hand and have it drop and catch it with the other to stab him right in, like it looks like in the chest, where it might have been the chest or maybe like in the abdomen somewhere. But seeing how dragon glass, or was it Valerian steel? One of those things. It shattered him, and everybody died. All of the generals died, which in turn makes all of their like rezzed up enemies get destroyed, saving the war and with only a couple casualties. I think that's it that happened plot wise. As hype as that moment was, I was disappointed that more people didn't die. I was expecting more to die. Like, it's okay if they didn't die, but the way that they didn't die, I thought was pretty cheesy, and that like they were walking around with the heaviest plot armor. I know Brian was super hyped because of this Arya coming in and just putting in work, but she had great.
She's one of.
Go ahead.
She's one of my 3 characters that survived the whole show, so she made me proud. I just had to make sure everybody knew she was my girl.
She had great action sequences too, and I think she did all the stunts, if I'm not mistaken. We saw why she wanted Gendry to build the detachable weapon. She used it in a close quarter combat. But yeah, like they're taken down. They had some losses. Jorah Mormont was a huge loss. Theon was a pretty huge loss. They all went out protecting someone, which I thought was a great way for them to go. What do you think is next before we move on to Avengers here? There's only 3 episodes left. The preview for next week's episode shows them getting hype over the next war. I don't know if next week's the actual battle, maybe the episode after that. But I think it's episode 5 that's going to be the big battle between Cersei and whatever's left in Winterfell, because the director who directed this is directing episode 5. So I would assume he's directing another battle episode. And then I looked it up, did some journalistic thing. The other episodes he directed this episode was Hard Home, Battle of the Bastards, and another one called The Gift, I think it was. So he's been the main director for all the huge one Battle of the Bastards was like still my favorite episode to date, where it's a huge war episode, and now this one. So if he's directing episode 5, I'm assuming the war is happening in episode 5.
I'm assuming it's just the next episode's gonna be getting all the people that are alive together. They're like, oh, we survived. Relationships are gonna build off of that, whatever like they left as a cliffhanger the episode before. And then near the end, they're gonna be like, all right, we're going over there. And then they're gonna show Cersei, and she's gonna be like, well, now I have my elephants, and then it's gonna cut off.
Now I have my elephants? I thought they said they weren't gonna bring the elephants.
Well, now she has them.
Okay. Yeah, I think the next episode is just gonna be an Avengers Assemble moment for an hour, unfortunately, and then the actual big fights on the week after, and then probably like a prologue. Wait, prologue or epilogue? Which one's the one that's afterwards?
The epilogue.
And the epilogue is going to be like episode 6 or some shit. Speaking of Avengers Assemble, and he's not even back either. Look at this shit show, dude. Anyway. Maybe he'll see. But he's probably off screen. Or not. So, that's Game of Thrones episode 3, season 8. We're halfway through it, people. To the end. Watching this episode, I'm scared the way they're gonna end it. Mostly because for a huge baddie like this, he died so uneventfully. Like, it wasn't like I didn't see if he had any CQC on him or anything. Like, Jon should have. Oh, I forgot to mention it. Jon should have died. Plain and simple. Jon found the Night King after he fell off the dragon after a dragon fight and started chasing after him. Night King turns around, sees Jon. Jon puts the stance up, ready to fight, and Night King reses like 30 people. And and then somehow when it comes back to him, he killed everyone. There is no way. He was surrounded by the whites or whatever, who all have weapons, so none of them could have stabbed him. I don't believe it.
And he was injured.
Like, nah. There's like
and
I
he
said,
looked at his dragon in the face.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, we also found out, not that it matters anymore, that this Night King could be Targaryen, because he withstood the fire of Daenerys' dragon. So I would assume the only people that can survive that are Targaryen, which again doesn't matter anymore because he's just dead. So his backstory, what the hell he was doing, like what was his? We don't know anything about him, and he just ended up dying. So I thought that was pretty shitty. I was hoping they had more background for him, but they didn't. But yeah, it had badass parts, but there's some small like detail stuff that was underwhelming. And that's about it, I think, until something else comes up. So I guess it's just me and you for Endgame, Brian. Fucking alright. Avengers Endgame. Where the fuck to begin? Holy shit. So it felt like this movie was split up into, it had a really slow start, but the slow start benefited the movie, I think. It was 3 hours long, but the first hour is them dealing with the aftermath of the snap. I think it was, how long did Scarlett say it was? It was like a couple days after the fight.
I don't remember. I just know that he used it again 2 days later from whenever they said.
Gotcha. The movie starts with, it's again trying to set the tone. Same way Infinity War started the movie, it's trying to set the tone. Hawkeye loses his family. He's outside with everyone. He's teaching his younger girl how to shoot bow and arrow, and they all disappear. Then the Marvel Studios thing comes up. And then when does the Scott thing happen? After they go and take care of? Yeah, it's 5 years later. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it went from Hawkeye's family, then boom, Tony in space, and then boom, they're all together, and then after that, boom,
they go after Thanos, right?
No, Scott's after.
Yeah, Scott's good. No, but they go after Thanos the first time without Scott. Because they're like, oh, we gotta go get that son of a bitch. Like, the things you see in the trailer all happen in, like, the first half hour of the movie. For the most part. So, yeah, when you see in the trailer that Captain America's saying, hey, well, let's go get this son of a bitch, that's like 10 minutes in. So everyone's like, hey, we know where he's at now. Let's go get him. So they all fly over there. By all, I mean, what is it? The skeleton crew who survived, that's still on Earth. Thor, Chris Evans, wow. Captain America, War Machine,
Nebula.
Nebula, yeah, Bruce doesn't go. Rocket, and Captain Marvel. Yeah, because Bruce didn't go, I think. Anyways, they get to him and cut off his, and like, yeah, they take him down. Captain Marvel comes flying into his hut, holds him down, and then Thor comes in and cuts his hand off, and then only to see that the Infinity Stones are not on there anymore. So then they're like, "Where the fuck are the stones?" And he's like, "Yo, I destroyed the stones," and they all thought he was lying. Nebula vouched for the dad. Now I guess her dad, saying that he would not lie about this. So he's saying that he used the stones to destroy the stones. I'm not sure how that works, but it almost killed him. His arm was like already dead when they got there. You know, there was just a lump off of arm that he was barely using. And yeah, they kill him. Thor wrecks his fucking head, like cuts his head off this time. Definitely aimed for the head. And that's it. That's your opening to Avengers Endgame. It cuts to black. It goes to black and says 5 years later. So now we're in 2023, and 5 years have passed. My first gripe with this movie, like, it's gonna be small nitpicky things, because all in all, this movie was fucking amazing. It was fucking awesome. Oh, he came back, perfect timing. Look at you. I can't hear you anymore. Oh, he's probably talking to someone else. What are we talking about? Scott. So the first thing I got to nitpick here is how the fuck did that rat know? Not that he knew, he just happened to hit the fucking button to bring back Scott.
A Splinter.
Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Collab? They're gonna cross over next Avengers?
They're at Phase 4 completely.
Oh, okay. No, I fucking hate. No, that's something I didn't like. Oh, okay, I guess we're gonna start rushing. The conveniences started early here. So Scott comes back. I thought he had a fantastic. Like after he came back, he had a great like build up because he's like, oh, where the fuck is everything? What's all these missing posters? He's running around town asking what like people are missing. He hears that people are missing, so he's walking around. He gets to a memorial for all the people who have like vanished, which we know they just all became dust. And he starts frantically looking for Cassie's name on. Well, he sees his name on there because I mean he was gone for 5 years. I mean to him it was I think what 5 minutes, 5 hours,
Something like that.
so yeah, having him frantically look around and then to see his Cassie grown up 5 years later was like an awesome moment. I think that was the first time like the first out of many moments. It's like an emotional moment. Like Paul Rudd's acting, his daughter's act was great. That was a great moment. Yeah. After that, he drives up to Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he drives to the Avengers place. So I've been sitting here talking to you guys and realized that I was on mute this whole time.
Yeah. Brian said the same thing. Brian said you're on mute.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh, okay.
I have to go pee. I'll be back.
Oh my god. Go. This fucking guy, dude. Now we can talk shit about him. Oh, he can probably hear us
Right?
still. Yeah, he can hear me. God damn it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so we're just going through the plot points as quick as we possibly can because it's fucking 3 hours. Yeah, I didn't like the fucking the rat. The convenience is starting really early, and they're like, "Oh, the rat got Scott out of there." And I'm like, "Oh, definitely a comic book movie."
Yeah.
They get to Avengers. They realize, hey, Scott's like, "Yo, what if we used Quantum Realm?" Because when I was in there, 5 years passed, but it's only been 5 minutes or 5 hours. I don't remember what he said, but so then that sparks the idea. Oh, maybe we can use it. We need to take the chance because whatever it takes, right? That's the motto of the whole movie. So they start asking who can help us with this. Obviously, their first choice is Tony. Oh, I skipped an entire fucking part. That was fucking epic. Captain Marvel goes and picks up Tony and Nebula as they were like he was at the brink of dying. Nebula would have been fine because she's like mostly mechanical parts anyway.
Yeah.
But he comes back and they did a great work with it. I don't know if it was CGI or I'm sure it was CG and he didn't like starve himself to death. But yeah, he comes back and he's all starving and the first thing he does when he walks out is tell Captain that he lost the kid. And that line alone hit me in the fucking soul. Because as soon as he said that, that scene played, the Infinity War scene when Tom Holland was slipping away started playing in my mind. I'm like, no. So that was a good line, like a good moment. Then he started talking about what happened after the fight, and obviously Tony's fucking upset because he's been saying how many times that we need to defend against Earth because the shit that happened in New York 6 years ago, it has not gone away. So he has this like he gets angry, starts lashing out at Captain America, which was a fantastic moment of him just like, where the fuck were you when we needed to be working together? We were just fucking battling each other in Civil War for petty reasons. Like he just started blowing up on him. I thought it was a great moment between both of them because they actually have a great arc for the rest of the movie. Okay, and then after Tony Stark heals up, and then 5 years later. Oh wait, that's what happens before they go kill Thanos. Sorry, I'm not gonna go in any order here. I guess fuck it. So yeah, Tony gets a visit from Captain Scarlet. I keep saying Scarlet because her name is Scarlett Johansson. Fuck me, Black Widow, and Paul Rudd, and they gave him they pitched the idea, and Tony's like not for it at all because he has a family already. He's trying to move on. He thought about doing the time travel before, but he couldn't get it to work or something like that. He was very hesitant, and he just turned him down. And then, for whatever reason, that same night or the next day, he fucking finds the algorithm he needed to make time travel work. Yeah, I think it was that night. Doesn't matter. His daughter, for one, awesome. The I Love You 3000 thing was fantastic. It was a great way to turn that around.
Was the I Love You 3000 like significant for something?
No, it's just for the send off. Like after,
like
everyone.
you're talking about the very, very end.
Yeah, like it was a way for people like, okay, this is how we're gonna remember the passing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they start while Tony figured it out. The Bruce Banner, which is now Doctor Green or Doctor Hulk at this point.
He was so huge.
Yeah, dude. That's something I did not expect to see. Like I thought they were gonna I thought we were gonna see it happen instead of just flash 5 years and then it already happened. I'm okay with it. I mean, for one, I thought it was gonna be like a separate movie to do that, but I'm sure licensing deals they probably didn't do it, so they just 5 years it happened. Hilarious
they
scene.
could have made EndGame like 9 movies on its own, just explaining different parts.
yeah, we'll get to that. We're probably gonna be here for another hour talking about time travel in a minute. So, yeah, after Tony rejects the idea, they go to Bruce Banner, which is now Big Hulk, like Smart Hulk. So that's to me one of my favorite parts is when they're lunch eating and the kids go for a picture. They take a picture with Hulk, and then Ant-Man under his breath like, hey, you don't know who Ant-Man is, whatever. And then they start riffing off each other, and he's like, hey, he wants a picture. No, I don't want a picture. It's fine. You don't know who I am. And then Ant-Man gets super short. He's like, just take that goddamn phone because he doesn't want the picture. That was great. The Hulk dabbing was fantastic.
That was so terrible.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
He became like the funny dad in that form, which I thought was great. Because in Infinity War, he was just nothing, dude. Like he was not doing anything. He was trying to get the Hulk. The Hulk fucked up in the first fight, and then it's just, hey, look, he can't get it up the entire movie. And this one, I thought was a little better. He didn't go toe to toe with Thanos again, but he was super useful. So yeah, they use Ant-Man as a guinea pig, and started fucking, hey.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, he turned into a baby at one point. He was super old, and then once he comes back to normal age, he's asking whether or not if the poop in his pants is because of the baby version of him. What is it? And then the old version of him or the current version of him?
Yeah. And then he's like, I don't know which one.
Yeah. Damn it. And then right after that, they figured out the time travel stuff. That's when this movie starts picking up. And it's quick shit after quick shit. The first hour and a half is, hey, we're dealing with the loss of the people, and then they start introducing how the time travel is gonna work. So they use the Hank Pym particles to go back. So they only have enough to go and come back. So they each split up into teams because they found out that 3 of the stones at one point is in New York City, which is the time during Avengers. Yeah, Avengers 1, when they're in the New York City fighting. So they split up into teams. Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man and Ant-Man go to New York. Rhodey and Nebula go to Morag, where Guardians of the Galaxy are. Like where Star-Lord got the Power Stone. And then Hawkeye and Black Widow go to Vermeer. Yeah, Black Widow. I'm trying to remember it's Black Widow, because if I keep saying Natasha or someone like an actual person's name, Scarlet's gonna come up again. So they go to Vormir, which at this point, if you've been paying attention, or you recently watched the movies, you know something's gonna happen at Vormir because there's only one way to get that stone, and those 2 characters are going over there. So I guess that leads us to our first death. Unfortunately, I don't have music to play, but yeah, when they get there,
I was a little surprised by that. Like,
at who died or how they died.
Down.
Once I saw that they were going to okay, my train of thought was, okay, they're splitting up into teams. I know Vormir's an option, so I was wondering who are they sending over there. And then I saw that it was because first they left in the same ship. So in one ship it was Rhodey, Nebula, Hawkeye, and Black Widow. So I'm like, okay, one of these 4 people are dying because one of them has to go to Vormir, or 2 of them have to go to Vormir. Yeah, but at that point I knew, because I'm like, one of them's dying here. These are the 4 that are dying. I don't know who yet. And then they break off, and now Nebula and War Machine are getting the Power Stone. So it leaves the last two.
Yeah.
And I think that's also another convenience. Because if you would have sent any other combination, it wouldn't have worked. Because for people who don't give a shit about spoilers and never seen Infinity War, and are for some reason listening to this fucking podcast, to get the Soul Stone, you need to sacrifice something you love. Right then and there, and you get the Soul Stone. So, out of the people who are still alive, who else would have worked?
Iron Man and Cap.
Maybe, okay, you're right. Maybe Iron Man and Cap, but maybe. But they were also at like a disagreement at a certain point, because maybe they kind of hated each other not hate each other, but they were still at odds then.
They also could have done Nat with Bruce.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's a good one, actually, yeah. Nat and Bruce probably would have worked.
Well, yes, it would have worked. It would have worked had one of them gone through with it. But damn sure that the Hulk was not going to let her die.
That's true. So he probably would have jumped, and he was in Hulk form, so he would have survived. Yeah. That's weird. But yeah, so yeah, they were told by Red Skull that to get the Soul Stone, one of them have to jump over, or sacrifice each other. So instead of respectfully telling each other who's gonna thrown off, they fight for it, which I thought was which I thought was pretty good, because that's what happened in the beginning, like in the Avengers, like they would always be not scrimming. Is that the word? No, that would be sparring. So this felt like the last spar of their life, which I thought was a really pretty good parallel with their characters, and it ended up Black Widow outsmarting him. And goodbye, Black Widow. She falls down, and Hawkeye had to watch another person he loved die, which I thought was great for his arc as well, because he saw his family die literally at the beginning of the movie. And he got to see them again to test the time travel stuff, which is also pretty good. Holy shit. Oh, Tony and Cap got to go back further in time because they fucked up at New York Avengers and had the Hulk hit Tony so fucking hard the Tesseract flew off and Loki got away. We're going to get back to this on the Loki getting away thing. Because absorbing this movie, there's two facts that are like fucking me up with the time travel stuff that contradict each other.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you guys want to do that now or just let me finish this, actually. No, fuck it. We're doing it now. So time travel. In Avengers, I'm sorry, when they went back to the Avengers time, we find out that, what's her name? The elder one?
The ancient one.
Mm-hmm.
The ancient one was actually helping out during the fight. It's just that she was doing it from atop of the Strange.
She wasn't really helping out. She was just defending the...
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah, she wasn't helping them. She was just defending the Sanctorum.
Well, inadvertently helping, because she was killing
really.
shit. She was killing shit.
She was, but she wasn't.
So that was
actively...
helping. But she wasn't like, "Oh, my boy Iron Man, I got you, fam." No, but she was lowering the count. Like in Battlefield, when you have the tickets, she was lowering those tickets.
I mean, I guess.
All right.
I'll give you that one, but don't fully agree, but don't fully disagree either.
Okay, we're in the gray area of technicality. So yeah, she was telling Bruce, because he asked if he can take the time stone because they needed to save their timeline. So then she explained that there's one timeline, but if you pluck out any of the Infinity Stones, because they are what grounds time and space together, if you remove one of them, it creates a separate branch. But then he's told her that we're going to bring it back and put it, like we're going to put it back, which would then bring the branches back.
They'd put it back in the exact spot and time that it was taken, so that it would be like it never left.
Exactly, and that would keep the timeline stable, and they wouldn't have branches. So, the problem with that is, why did they show Loki disappear? Like, in a movie that's 3 hours long, why take the time showing Loki disappear? But unless it's just so they can go further back in time.
I mean, that probably is what it is. We don't actually. I don't know that they actually showed what happened to him in Infinity or in the first Avengers.
Yeah, he died.
In the first one?
Wait, Avengers 1?
Avengers 1, not Infinity War.
Oh, Avengers 1. No, he got captured.
Yeah, I started to say Infinity War, but I meant the first Avengers.
Yeah, they do show it. Like they're all talking to each other, and then Bruce and Tony get in a race car, in a fast car and drive away. And then
yeah, that just shows him going back with
Thor.
With Thor, but that doesn't mean there wasn't other shit between when they actually captured him and him going back with Thor. Like that's what they were showing, is that that he escapes and they have to capture him again.
But he doesn't. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't escape in Avengers.
Well, you don't see that. You just see that the battle ends, and then Thor goes back. There's a big gap between what actually happens in that point.
So you're saying that he actually. Okay. So you're going with. Okay. I think I know where you're going to stick with the rule that whatever happens or stays happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Those are the two.
Like
those are the two things that are for me are conflicting. Because if you cannot change the time, the branching, and stuff still happens, then Captain America banged his daughter or some shit. Because he.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Because if he went back, if he stayed in the back, the one that thawed out is still. There's two Captain Americas now, living in tandem. So unless he kept it low key and never left his house, that Captain America still gets picked up from the iceberg or whatever. Everything still happens as normal, and then he's sitting there, which means he just lived.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. So the way I saw it is that it's actually two different timelines, because with going with what's her name's explanation that doing stuff in the past causes a branch to break off and not be what actually happened, and so it will affect their timeline will continue going straight, but the new timeline breaks off and is something completely different. And that's what I'm thinking, that their timeline is one that he actually does go back and becomes an old person, and that the actual timeline is the one where he doesn't stay there.
Well, then does that make sense? They wouldn't have seen him then. Does that make sense? He wouldn't be on that bench for them.
I don't know. Time travel's
That's what I'm saying.
A weird thing.
because they gave two. Because if the things that happened before still happen, because they fixed everything and all the stones are when they're in the right place, the only way this makes sense for me is that Captain America went back, or he stayed there, and he had to live his life in hiding. Because if not, there would be two Captain Americas. Because if things still happen, because they said nothing you can change in the past, it won't change the future. If that makes sense.
I think you're right. I think there would be two Captain Americas, just one, but it's
him.
Two Captain Americas, but they're the same person. Like it's not like two separate it's the same.
It's the same
copy
guy
of the same person.
It's the same
so
dude.
the one that went back actually lived out the life, but to get to that point,
he needs to get frozen and then unthawed later on. That's what.
And then go to that point. Yeah,
exactly.
So the whole time he may not have been acting as Captain America, while he was living his life, to prevent the whole having to go into hiding thing.
Well, how would you hide yourself? You look like Captain America. How do you hide for that many years?
I don't have all the answers.
Yeah,
or maybe that's just. What happened is that he got to the point where he got too old, and that's when they unthawed him, unthawed the one that we saw go back in time, and that's where it picks up. Does that make sense? So there was Captain America, even so he crashes the thing.
Yeah.
Then, but they don't announce the fact that he's frozen in the thing. They just announced that he has stopped this big invasion and whatever, and then he goes on to live a normal life as Captain America, and then at a certain point, because I think he still ages at a fairly normal rate, and so like that's like when he gets unfrozen, Peggy's already fairly old. So
Yeah.
he probably would be too. And that's when the unfrozen one just picks up where he left off.
So so then Peggy knows. So in Winter Soldier, I think it was in Winter Soldier, she knows that captain goes back in time to be with her. So he banged his daughter. I don't know if they banged. He kissed her at least. I know that.
You talking about the blonde chick?
Yeah.
Sharon.
That's the niece, not the daughter. That would be like Peggy's sister's kid. Or brother's kid.
I thought it was her kid.
I thought she said that she called her Aunt Peggy in the movie.
Let me double check.
I don't remember her name in the movie, so I can't for 100%.
She's the niece.
She's the niece? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he banged his niece.
Yeah.
He kissed his niece.
Still, but he's not related to her by blood at all.
So Thor's mother knows. And in Thor Dark World, she knows that I guess she's gonna die. Because her son visits. Oh, Thor fat form was such a disappointment to me.
It was so funny.
I could not. I'm like, why did you guys do this to him? He was the perfect one. I guess that's what made it funny.
God, that was so fucking funny. When he came on, when they showed him in all of his gloriousness, we all almost died laughing. Like, it was so funny. And then it wasn't like, oh, he worked out for a couple of hours and was back into his god form. No, they fucking kept the fat fuck around the entire time.
The armor he put on was engulfing the fatness. Jesus, man.
It was so perfect.
What made it so?
God.
What made it even fun? What made it more devastating is the movie before. They were just complimenting of how much of a man he looked when he was with the Guardians, and then now he's just decimated. Glad you can join us, Randall.
Between the two of us, one person is fat and the other one is ripped.
Nothing you're gonna say doesn't change the fact that at Tuesdays at 8 p.m. we start this fucking podcast, Randall.
Okay, well, I don't want to be fat anymore. So
Then time manage appropriately. Wake up early.
what I'm going to tell my manager, I'm going because I got a podcast, so screw this job.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Then you
understand the
start
problem.
paying me then.
Podcast,
He can't.
Job.
He can't hear you, so it's just
whatever
me.
else. I know, but
Jesus. What are we talking about? The time travel stuff. So yeah, I don't know if bringing back the stones undoes everything that fucked up in New York. Because if not, that explains why Loki's having his own show. Because it would be that Loki's whatever he did after he disappeared.
yeah. I mean, my thought is that from the time that they finish the whole fight, close the portal, Stark comes back, to the point where Thor is like, I'm taking this dude back to Asgard, and we'll deal with him there. There is like an arc of shit that actually went down. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they'll write what happened in between, just like they did in this movie. Like they showed America's ass in between. So there was a Tony
That is the ass of America.
Yeah.
God, that was so. There were so many things about this movie that were just so hilarious.
They had fantastic. Yeah, the writing was great. The jokes were fantastic. The fight between the two captains. We haven't gotten to the fucking fight yet, dude. Oh my god, the fight between the two Captain Americas was badass. So yeah, now we got to the fucking time travel thing. Think, Anthony. I'm drawing a blank here. They get the stones. No, back up again. while they were getting the Power Stone, the Thanos from the past catches wind that they're planning to time travel to stop his future self. So he sabotages the Nebula that's with Rhodey and sends Nebula from the past, which is currently working for Thanos, and he wants to impress her. She wants to impress him really badly, to the future. So once they get all the stones, Hulk puts on the glove, which immediately starts like ripping his body apart. He manages to undo the snap. So yeah, he undoes the snap and takes off the glove. He tried bringing back
Black Widow.
Black Widow, yeah. I keep thinking Scarlet. Fuck. Black Widow, and he couldn't bring him back. So that means Gamora from this time and Scarlet from this time will never come back because they were used as an offering to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
So we have to keep that in mind. Because I have another question about the fucking Soul Stone here. We'll get to it. And then, what am I doing? Damn, since while they were undoing the snap, Nebula teleports the ship that Thanos is on back to the future. Which, for one, how did that ship not just obliterate everything when it came out of the fucking teleporter or the time travel machine?
It sort of did.
It just took off the roof. It should have everyone should have been flattened.
I mean, it shows them coming out at a smaller size as well. So it would be, if you think about like, and they weren't really like moving. They were kind of just floating through the time thing. They weren't like flying, whereas the ship was flying. And if it expands at an exponential rate from the time that it actually exits the portal, there's the,
I see what you mean. So it wasn't at full size by the time it hit the roof.
Right. It would be one of those where it's moving at a fast enough pace that as it expands coming back into reality, that it would only get as big as it was at a certain point. Gotcha. Versus just like destroying the portal as it just kind of seeps out.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll buy that as well. So yeah, now Thanos is here. He knows their plan. He sits down and waits while the hunt for the Infinity Gauntlet, which is flying around and there's buried in the debris, happens. He goes toe-to-toe with Thor, who has Mjolnir now, and Stormbreaker, Captain America, and Iron Man, which leads into one of the most exciting fights I have ever seen. It was Thanos throwing down. I haven't seen, like, the last time we saw him throw down like that was against Hulk in the beginning of Infinity War. He is chucking people across the place, kicking people, punching them. It was awesome to watch. And then, the one and only Captain America, the Boy Wonder, is worthy enough to have Mjolnir. Which begins my question now. My first question. In Thor Ragnarok, Odin says, "Are you the god of hammers?" He said no, he's a god of thunder, which implies, and I think before that the thunder and the lightning comes from Thor, and the hammer is a conduit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would like for you to explain to me how Captain America is chucking lightning left and right. I'll wait. You got something, Randall, for that?
I haven't seen it again, so I can't really give an accurate statement, but my speculation is that since Thor was watching the fight, he was controlling the lightning.
Okay. I can see that. If there is a frame where I see like him do a hand movement, I'll buy it. When I watch that movie again and I see Thor just passed out, and I see that lightning, Randall, I'm going to call BS on the Russos.
When it happened, he wasn't passed out, remember? So he was like on the ground. Thanos is pushing Stormbreaker, or trying to push Stormbreaker into his chest.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he gets hit with Mjolnir. Then it goes back to Cap. And as it comes back to Cap, that's when Thor was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
So he was conscious of
he was. He was hyped that he got it. So I have to rewatch it. I need to see something, Randall. I don't want to just see him saying I knew it. Because that I'm like, you just finished establishing the hammer is just for beating people up. Anyway, that they proceed to have one of the most iconic shots in the movie, which is the left-hand side with fucking Captain America with the fucking Mjolnir charging his lightning, and Thanos on the right-hand side with his fucking wind tunnel shit that he had in his hand. And then they started going at it. Like, literally all they needed was a fighting bar on top. So it was like, and they were hitting each other. We saw Captain America do some Sagat knees, uppercuts with the fucking Mjolnir. Like, yeah, awesome to watch.
I just want to say that.
Make sure to speak up.
That part where Cap was wielding Mjolnir against Thanos. That was, I don't know if maybe you were so engulfed in the movie that you didn't notice, but I literally jumped out of my chair with the combos that he was hitting Thanos with. I mean, my man threw the shield, hit him in the face, caught the shield, threw Mjolnir at his face. It came back to him, threw the shield again. He deflected it. It went behind him. He threw Mjolnir, it bounced it off the shield, and he hit him back. Like, that jump was...
That was really cool.
I lost my mind, man.
That whole fight scene was just amazing.
That was...
With the two of them teaming up and beating the shit out of them.
That was just to prime you for what's to come. Not, 30 seconds afterwards? Maybe... Actually, it was right after that fight, right?
What?
When the portal started coming up.
So Thanos hits Cap, breaks the shield, slides down on the ground. Right?
Yeah, because he broke the Captain America shield with his weapon. He rushes
him, slashes him in the leg. He's down. He's down for the count.
Yeah.
Cap gets up. Thanos gives his speech about how, usually I don't take these situations personal.
Yep.
But because of he didn't say this verbatim, but basically the zeal that humans have towards what he did, he's going to enjoy incinerating this planet.
Yeah, he said he's going to just wipe. He tried doing it fairly by wiping out 50% of the planet, and they still couldn't get over it. So now he said the correct way of doing it is to wipe everything out and start over.
Yeah.
So he was already learning from his past mistake, which I thought was a nice touch to his character.
And then the most amazing thing happens after you see, like, I don't even remember how Thanos' troops showed up. Did they come through a portal or something, or did they just come off his ship?
He came off his ship.
Okay,
yeah,
so
the ship's massive.
This whole slew of, like, this entire army, almost like the size of a planet. Everybody, like, monsters I've never even seen before that I didn't even know he had control of, coming off the ship. Giants. I think it might have been some of the Chitauri, like
the
all
big,
these jokers.
The things you saw in Avengers 1 that was flying around the city.
And then all of a sudden, I can't remember if it was before you see the portal or after you see the portal. You hear what's his name? Falcon. He says, "On your left."
Oh my god! It was framed perfectly. It literally showed Captain on the left hand side of the frame, and the portal coming up on his left. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? Strange is back? I completely forgot that they brought people back. That Hulk already did the snap.
And I thought that was such a good detail and a good homage to the fans, because anyone who's seen
Winter Soldier,
when Cap was lapping him, every time he would go by, he'd say, on your left. And then even like at the end of the movie when he was in the hospital and Cap wakes up, the first thing he says to him is, on your left. It was so beautiful that when they show up, that's the first thing you hear from him, on your left. That job was awesome, man.
Speaking of Winter Soldier's references, we can have to go back to the elevator scene.
Oh.
Where I thought they were going to throw down again.
Yeah.
Oh,
when he's
I
getting
know what you're talking about.
when he's getting the briefcase. So he gets he gets in there and tells them, "Hey, I'm one of you guys. Hail Hydra," and then it walks out. I'm like, that was very clever.
Yes.
And one, it saves runtime. Two, it's just, hey, for people who are paying attention, they know that shit could have gone sideways, and he would have been bodying everybody in the elevator.
Mm-hmm. And then that's what
that was super interesting. Like to see him, just lean over and be like, "Hail Hydra!" Like they know that he's the reason they lost, right? Like he's not gonna just suddenly switch sides.
Well, they don't know yet because Winter Soldier hasn't happened yet. That's why they were like, "Okay, I guess you're on our team now."
Yeah, the dude who he said it to, his face, like he was like, I mean, I can't describe.
He was like a fanboy, like, "Yo, we got him on our team, dude."
He was like, "Are you serious?" His face lit up, man.
Yeah, but it happened before Winter Soldier, so that's why he said Hail Hydra, because at that point they were still kind of hidden inside S.H.I.E.L.D. Shit. All right, so we're still at the... So yeah, when I say, how Smash Brothers had that trailer where said everybody is here? This is almost the same thing, because they didn't add like Daredevil or Luke Cage or any of that, but everyone was here. Brian, who did we find?
I found Peter.
Oh, who else did we find?
I found Hope.
What? I think there was one more person we were looking for.
I found Steven.
Oh my god. Every single person were walking through portals. Doctor Strange. So, back up here. When Hulk undid the snap, everyone came back to the position they were at. So, right before they died, they were at there. So, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, I think that's it, right? We're on Titan.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man were the only ones on
a Titan, yeah. And according to Spider-Man, when he was talking to Iron Man after they all came in, it was only a couple minutes for them. So the 5 years, like the same way that happened with Ant-Man,
that's what...
it was only a couple minutes to them, but in actuality, it was 5 years. So he basically came back and he's like, "What the hell's happening?" Doctor Strange's like, "Oh, we got to go fight some people." And he's like, "Okay," and then he just swings into action. Our boy.
Yeah, because they said that they wanted to bring everybody back at this moment, just 5 years later, so that they didn't change anything else about the past that had changed.
Right.
Or they didn't want to change anything in the past.
Yeah. So yes, everyone. The Wakandan army was walking in behind them. Fucking Captain Marvel comes flying in to take down some shit. Scarlet Witch was literally seconds away from killing Thanos herself. I mean Scarlet Witch this time. I don't mean Black Widow. She dead. Oh my god, everyone was literally the same goosebumps you felt watching the first Avengers. It's crazy that they went back to the first Avengers to get the stones, to give you that reminder of how it was. Because this was that times 100. Is lined up every MCU person you've watched, all the movies, all the 10 years paid off to that lineup. Right up until the captain just says, "Avengers Assemble." I almost flew towards the screen as if he were calling me. Oh, what a moment, dude! And that's when the greatest crossover battle we ever seen on the main screen.
Talk about, how you always talk about cinematography?
Yeah.
That wide shot of Thanos all the way on the right with his army and Cap all the way. This is before everybody came through the portal. And Cap was on the left. That whole shot was beautiful.
Yeah, man. It was. I mentioned it before you got on here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, oof.
If he had been here on time.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. And then from there begins everyone had a moment to shine. Except Strange for some reason. He was just holding water the most of the time. But
I was a little disappointed in that. I wanted to see him actually fight.
I think they put him on the sidebar because he did fight a lot with Thanos in the previous movie. But the one thing I was hoping to see again was the rematch between Thanos and Hulk, and we didn't get that either, unfortunately.
What did he do? I don't think he was really there during that fight, was he? Like, other than like a couple of scenes.
I mean, I'm sure he was probably fighting. It's just I mean,
yeah, he was at a disadvantage because he didn't have his right arm anymore. But
yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, what am I talking about here? Yeah, dude. If whatever character you liked had a moment to shine at that point. Hope and Ant-Man were like buzzing around doing fights. They had a moment.
Even Potts was doing stuff.
Say again?
Even Potts was doing stuff.
Oh my, talk about the highlight of my fucking day, dude. Both Iron Man and Rescue just back to back lasering everybody in midair and the fucking camera zooming around. Bro, that was my thing, dude. All of it was just great. Captain Marvel coming in, taking down the entire the gunship as it was raining like mortars on it. Spider-Man just whizzing through all the mortar shots, all the enemies trying to get to him. Valkyrie came in a fucking Pegasus. The women of the MCU had like a moment to shine there. It was all, like a great shot of all of them protecting Peter. All of it was just, that fight was life.
Ant-Man hitting people with, well, not people, but hitting that thing with a haymaker. That jump, oh my god.
Another homage to the verse Avengers when the Hulk gets angry and he punches the floating thing. Well, Ant-Man gets fucking huge and it just punches down one of those things. I'm like, yes! Somebody hit somebody! It was that last hour is pure hype. At like what the payoff was there in visual form and audio form, probably peeing form, because dude, like
it just goes to show that like the directors that you have can make a huge impact on how you feel about a character, because you know you had I don't know much about the character who directed, the director who did Captain Marvel. I think it was a woman, wasn't it?
Captain Marvel? I think it was.
Was it a dude and a woman?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Either way, I don't know anything about them. But I didn't like that movie. I know a lot of people didn't, but I personally didn't like the movie. But the Russo brothers do such a good job of making you care about these characters. It's like when Captain Marvel showed up in the atmosphere and like Thanos' shit was like raining fire down on everybody, and all of a sudden they raised the guns and now they're shooting at the sky.
Yeah,
and you see this light coming and she shows up and she just goes through the whole ship.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, like they did a good job at making me like say this is a cool character, even though all the way up until this point I didn't really care for her.
Yeah,
but
well, she even had a moment of weakness because she went toe to toe with Thanos for a bit, and she was winning for a bit, and then she.
So yeah, all right. So this is the part that I loved about her with that. So he's about to. I don't know if he's about to do the snap. I think he was trying to do the snap.
He's trying to.
She grabs his hand. And they have like, you know how like they have like this eye to eye thing, like who's more powerful, and she's like, her face is stone cold. She's just looking at this Joker, and his
try
face,
me,
and she's bending his fingers back. Right? He tries to headbutt her, and he goes, "Wow!" She's like, she didn't even flinch.
I mean, she's practically a god. Like
she has a power of the Infinity Stone in her.
The cosmic powers of a god.
Oh my god.
So on the one hand, like that was friggin' amazing. On the other hand, she could have done so much more and just really wasn't there. Like most of the fight revolved around Thor and Captain America just beating the crap out of Thanos.
Yeah. And then the rest of them were just fighting other enemies. But I'm okay that she didn't do more because it would have been too easy. Like, yes, she could have came in and...
They could have kind of like how we used the Power Stone right there, like in that time, in that moment. Mm-hmm. They could have done so much more with him using the stones to like having to fight her than what happened. You know,
if he had some of the stones, that would make sense. But if he has all of them, he knows all he has to do is snap. So
I'm saying I feel like it could have been a lot better. One, I don't really feel like he actually was, utilized his ability to use the stones at all. Like he could have very easily just won that entire thing, in seconds, just taking the time stone, freezing time, and then snapping his fucking fingers. Like, but even with him like beating the shit out of her, she could have easily just gotten back in the fight and continued to like struggle to get the glove off. And I was kind of disappointed we didn't get to see that.
Gotcha.
I think the whole idea behind that though was like every time, like from the moment he got the glove, nobody would let him close his fist.
Yeah.
Because in order for him to use it, he has to close his fist. So the first time he tried to close his fist, Captain Marvel jumped on him.
Yep.
Then he takes the stone out, the power stone out, and just
punches her.
Haymaker, but you don't see her no more for the rest of the movie. And then as soon as he knocks her out, and he puts the stone back in, and he tries to snap his fingers again before he can even do that, Tony's already on him.
Yep.
So I don't think I think he tried, he really tried, but as soon as he tried to do it, somebody was already on him.
Oh man. Then Spider-Man always has the greatest sequences of him just swinging between things. I gotta watch that forever.
Peter is back.
I got it, Brian. He's back. We know. So yeah,
but is he as good as Joker?
Ask Anthony. He mains him.
I haven't yet to play as Joker. I have no idea. So where we at here? Yeah, the fight continues. Everybody's there everyone gets a moment to shine, fighting. It's a fantastic time. That fight is everything we've been literally building up to. Is that war. And then it comes down to, let's see. Yeah, he does get the glove again, and he's about to snap, and Tony gets on top of him. So while they're scuffling as he's fighting, he pushes Tony away, and he says, "I am inevitable," and does the snap, only to realize that the stones aren't there anymore. Tony quickly puts it on his armor, and tells him, "I am Iron Man," and he does the snap, which then means everybody they're fighting starts going to dust. And it did a great job with Thanos accepting death. He looked around for a bit and sat down and just waited for the inevitable to happen because he saw everyone just turning to dust. Also, another cool thing was Iron Man saying "I am Iron Man" was like the biggest reference to Iron Man 1 at the end when he's doing the press. And he says, "I'm Iron Man." And that's what kickstarted all of this.
Everything comes full circle.
Yes. Only to lead to, well, you saw what happened to Thanos' hand and what happened to Hulk while they were holding all that Infinity Stones. Well, Tony Stark is just a man. So once he did the snap, he passed. I mean, I think he was alive for 20 seconds, maybe?
I don't even know if it was that long.
He was literally just a corpse with some random eye movements, and he passed away. With Tom Holland, again, being the asshole, making me cry. Because that kid does phenomenal work when there's death involved. I don't know why, but fuck him. I'm kidding, Tom Holland, you're awesome. And a shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow, because she gave the one line she needed to hit, and she did it beautifully. Which is, "You get to rest now." Because that was also a line that was earlier on in the movie we forgot to mention. Tony's arc was, hey, I wanted to put an armor around the planet. And this is his last chance to do it, and he did it by defeating... I don't know how far the fucking snap was. I don't know if it was everybody there or anybody associated with Thanos. I don't know how far that snap went, but people died. The Black Order came back and died again. Thanos died.
Well, I'm wondering if they actually died or if it was putting them back in their original place.
I'm thinking they all.
You know what I mean?
Soulstone.
I think they're dead. Yeah, I think that it's because the way they showed that to us was them dying or going away. Because that's the same effect that they used in Infinity War for for the Marvel characters that died. So they used the same one, I guess, to tell us, the audience, hey, these guys are dying. So granted, I guess, yes, they can undo the snap, and if the stones are gathered again back in that time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go back to the time travel thing again. So if everything still happens, Thanos dies twice somehow.
Well, no. So I look at it as all different timelines. So like you think that,
but that's not what they tell us, motherfucker.
They don't really tell us anything. They try to make you think that they're going back in their own timeline and doing things, but that's not necessarily true, because with the way that the Ancient One explains it is there's, stuff that arcs off, and so it might change, it might help fix their future, but it won't, but it'll cause theirs to come, unstable and change everything completely.
But that's
so it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going back into their own actual own timeline. They could be going back into a different one.
But did they made a note to say that once the things are back, it goes back to normal? So that means
right, that timeline, not necessarily because theirs isn't going to change. Their timeline is all of these things happening. The timeline that they go back into, they don't want to disrupt, so they send them back to the time and place that they originally were, so that it doesn't fuck that timeline.
What I'm saying is the way she spoke about it, there's no multiple timelines. She said that a branch gets created once the stone is gone.
Yeah.
She said that the stones encompass all of time and reality.
So the thing that has control over whether or not it branches off is all centered around the stones, not the people.
Which is why that's why I have my questions.
Like even in the when she was explaining it and she showed like the branch off, it's branched off when she removed the time gem.
But as soon as Bruce put it back on to say that we're going to bring it back, it realigned.
Yeah.
So does that undo the stuff that happened in the meantime? Which it would, because if we go back in time to the time that you place it, then none of the things afterwards happened.
What I'm thinking, what happened is that when Tony did the snap and he destroyed Thanos, or I don't know if he destroyed them like dead, or if they are all in the Soul Stone like originally when Thanos did the snap. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that I'm just gonna go with the theory that they're in the Soul Stone.
Yep.
If they're in the Soul Stone, and then Cap takes it back to where they were originally at, everything goes back to the way it was. The only difference is that Thanos and everybody that's associated with him don't exist. But everything, like how life was, because they put the stones back the way they were, it just continues to go forward. The only difference is now is that there is no Thanos, so there is no snap.
No, that doesn't work that way, because the one of the rules is whatever happened in the past still happens. So there's still a Thanos. All of it's still happening.
How could he? But that's what I understand. How? Because the Thanos that got snapped is the one from that timeline.
Was that the time? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Dude.
I still.
It's because he came to the future, so it's still the past one coming to the future. It's weird. Like I was saying, they have two conflicting ideologies going.
I think that's what I think. I think that they're in the Soul Stone. And I think that the Thanos that came, we're going to call him past Thanos.
Yeah.
Because present Thanos got his head chopped off in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking past Thanos that came to the present, got snapped inside Soul Stone, take Soul Stone back to past, everything is normal. Because if it was the other way around, that would mean that they would have to go through this all over again. That would mean that Thanos is still alive. He's still going to get the stones, and then he's going to do the snap, and then we're going to have this all over again, which wouldn't really make sense for them to go through all that just for it to happen again. So I think it's like you were explaining earlier. I think it's centered around the stones, not the people. So the people can be removed, but as long as those stones, because the stones is linked to time and all that stuff like that, as long as those stay in place the way they're supposed to, then everything can continue normal, and there's no paradoxes and all that stuff like that.
And that's why I'm gonna. You came in late, but what I'm saying that counters that is Captain America sitting on that bench. Uh-huh. That contradicts what we're talking about here. Because if that were the case, they shouldn't have seen him there anymore. Because it's a different timeline.
No. Because it's all the same. It's all the same timeline. So what happens is he went back, right?
Okay.
Put the stones back the way they were.
I have a question before we continue. How do you return the Soul Stone?
Yo, I don't know. I don't know. You know, a funny thing I was thinking?
What?
Is like, I thought about this at work. I was like, Red Skull was probably like, finally, I can leave this wretched place and go. And then Captain America shows up with the Soul Stones, like, here you go. And he has to stay there.
And he's like, fuck! I thought about it. I'm like, wait, everyone, we can place everything else, but you had to earn the Soul Stone. So how do you give that back?
Just give it back.
Oh, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, you probably just throw it back off the edge.
The edge. Okay, whatever. Keep going. You were saying?
I forgot what I was saying.
He was placing back the stones.
Oh, so he went back, placed all the stones back.
And gave Mjolnir back.
Huh?
And gave Mjolnir back.
And gave Mjolnir. Like, that, he had to do a lot of stuff now that I think about it. But anyway, he did all of that stuff, and instead of coming back, he stayed, which means that if he stayed, he lived out his life as if he never died or he never got frozen, which means that if he had never crashed and he had never got frozen, we saw him at the age he would have been at had that all that stuff never happened.
I understand that, but that means there's two Captain Americas at the same time.
How?
Yeah, we already discussed that.
But he wasn't here. That's why I'm reiterating for him, because he wasn't here.
How was he two?
Because the things that
one that's
happen...
frozen and one that's living.
Yeah.
Right?
The number one rule they said is what happens is going to happen. So there's two of them.
Yeah, you're right.
He had to live in hiding. He'd have to live like how would you live like that? There's another Captain America frozen.
Unless no.
Now I'm still thinking there's multiple timelines. Like, she never states that there's only one timeline. She only states that there's only one timeline for her, and if they remove the Infinity Stone from that point in time, it causes a new timeline to be created. And then, because she also says it may fix your time, but they would destroy ours.
Again, dude. I mean, I only saw it once. When I see it again, we're going to come back to this. She said the stones are all. The only time it branches is when it moves it. And that's when she said if you leave without moving it, this branch will be in danger.
That Captain America thing throws a monkey wrench in everything.
They would, I guess.
That doesn't mean that, like, it just means that in that particular, like, if it can, because the stones are omnipresent.
Yeah.
Is that what the word is?
Yes.
Where they basically can live anywhere at any point in time at all times.
Yes.
I mean, that's just like that means that it could span across infinite realities, and have different points it could be taken and destroy that reality.
Sure.
So why wouldn't it be possible for them to be in a different timeline when they go back in time?
Because Captain America is sitting right next to them. If he went back, he cannot be on that in the same timeline as them.
Why not? Yeah, he was when they went back in time and fought.
That's a different one, because you're facing yourself. But they're expecting their Captain America to come back, and he did, sitting on a bench. If there's a different timeline, he would not be on that bench. Because it broken off. If we're going by your theory, it broke off. They will not see him ever again.
Oh, wait a minute. No. I think I got it.
All right, you go for it.
I think...
Brandon, you can't say I got it and then dead air.
Wait. I think what happened was...
All right.
I think that Captain America lived out his life. Listen to me. I think he lived out his life and then put the stones back. And then that brought him back to the same... Because I think what happened is when he didn't have it, it branched off and it ran parallel. And then when he lived out his life. And then when he put the stones back, then it brought him back to one timeline. Because they didn't say when he did it. So instead of like immediately going back, putting the soul stones back, putting Mjolnir back, that would have brought him back immediately. But I think what he did was, instead of doing that, he lived out his life with Peggy, and then he put the stones back.
The coming back is done manually, Randall.
What do you mean?
They have the device that they hit a button and they come back. He just never hit the button.
No, he hit the button.
To come back?
No, sorry, Hulk hit the button to bring him back.
But it's synced.
Yeah, so he just never hit the button. You're saying that he never hit the button?
I think he can come back on his own, though. Because if you remember, every time they would come back together, they did it through sync. Like, it's nobody on the other end saying, okay, now you can go.
I just said that, Randall.
So
he didn't hit anything.
Yeah, so that means he can come back at any time he wants.
But I'm telling you that it doesn't matter when he gave the stones back. He comes back at any time. Is that not?
I don't see how that would make a difference though. If he has the ability to come back whenever he wants.
He just didn't come back.
Yeah, like he just instead of like putting everything back and then hitting the thing and coming back immediately, he didn't do that. He lived his life.
I know that.
Put the stuff back and then said, "I'm coming back."
But he never hit the button.
He never hit the button. If he hit the button, he'd be on that platform. That's what we're trying to tell you. That they have two contradicting time traveling ideologies here.
So you don't think that he could hit the button later on and still come back?
It would be on that platform because that's where the thing is targeted for that time there. So he would have gone back and he would have gone another time.
So you're saying is regardless of when he hit the button, he should have still landed on that platform.
Yeah. According to what they've been saying, from what I remember.
I don't know. I'm having trouble thinking about how to explain my thought because it's like with the multiple timeline theories that you could have everything in the past happened, but having Captain America going back and living his own life kind of changes that thought.
I understand what you're trying to say, but Captain America just says "fuck you," and then he's like, "I know what you want, what you want to do."
Like, but my thought is that the timeline that they're in, it has two Captain Americas, one that went back in time and one that was frozen.
Exactly.
But and so that everything would happen up to that point, but it still doesn't really explain how he just appears on the bench with everything that happened.
I think he was there while they were doing that, and then they realized that was him sitting down. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
That's a good point.
So the one that was frozen goes back, and during that time period where he gets frozen, he lives his life while the other dude's frozen, and then his older self knows to be in that spot so that it makes sense that the time loop completes.
Exactly.
Okay. Good call, I got that.
Well, I know that. I know that's what happened. That's what I'm telling you guys. That's how it works. But you guys were saying that there's different lines. There's no lines. If we follow the rule that, hey, everything that happens still happens now. So I mean, there's still a Thanos, but that doesn't explain.
You really think there's still Thanos
in that time period, which is why it breaks, because that should be a multiverse thing, like Kelsey was saying. But then Captain America being there breaks that too, breaks that logic.
No, it doesn't.
Because
how does that break that logic?
Because if things still need to happen, where's the Thanos for that time period?
That's the whole point of the multi-timeline. The timeline that the Thanos comes to the future is a different one. So you have like.
Okay, hold on, let me pause you right there. Captain America sitting there breaks that multiverse theory.
No, it doesn't, because it's him going back into a second. So you have three timelines. Okay, one is where Captain America gets frozen and lives out his normal life. Yeah. Another one where he goes back in time and stays in that timeline and lives out his life while the other Cap is frozen. Okay.
Whoa. Stop everything. Stop everything. He goes back once.
Yeah.
So if with the multiverse thing, that means he's on a separate timeline, right?
Yeah. So the Cap that goes back in time
with the white suit
now on a different timeline.
Okay. Perfect. So now how does that Captain America appear on that bench?
No, that's the timeline. So it's really hard to explain this without being able to draw it. But you have
drawing it will tell. It was just going to show you that it's not possible, because if he started a new timeline, they're always going to be in parallel. So when he got old, he's still not on the old timeline anymore.
That's why I think it has something to do with him putting the stones.
That's
back.
what I mean. The other timeline, he doesn't. On the other timeline, he goes back in time and then comes back where it just doesn't happen at all. In the timeline that they're on, two Captain Americas exist, and
There's no way two exists. If two exists, that means that there's no multiple timelines.
How does that not mean there's not multiple timelines?
Because they exist in the same timeline. One is just frozen, and the other one is walking around.
If there's a
different timeline.
Okay, look. If there's a separate timeline, the one that went to the separate timeline cannot appear on that bench.
One that went to the separate timeline cannot appear on that bench. Right, you wouldn't see that one. You would see the one that he does appear on the bench.
Then who's that?
Look. I think that the theory that you had earlier is correct. I think what happened was that he went back, he lived out his life, and if I remember correctly, he said something like I think Hawk said something about him going past his point or his time or something like that. So I'm thinking, like you guys were saying earlier, that he was there the whole time, but he just wasn't noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it also has to do with the fact that maybe he chose to put the stones back at a certain time rather than doing it immediately.
Man, I don't necessarily think putting the stones back at any random point in time makes a difference for anything.
I don't think the stones...
he could have done it at the beginning, or he could have done it at the end. It doesn't really matter.
The time travel stuff was manual. Set by them. That's why Tony made the things on their hands.
So this is what happened. He goes back, he puts the stones back, right?
All right.
He puts everything back.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Instead of hitting the button to come back, he said, "Screw it, I'm going to stay here with Peggy." And while
he's gonna screw it, all right.
And while the past Captain America is frozen, I'm going to live out my life with her.
Yep.
Yeah.
She dies. He's old. And
she doesn't die.
What do you mean?
She dies?
Yeah, but okay.
Why else would he leave?
Randall. The Captain.
Do you see how old she was? I mean, how old he was?
And Captain America, the one that gets unthawed, sees her before she dies.
We're not talking about him.
What do you mean? He's there.
No. We're talking about the dude who goes back in time.
Uh-huh.
Okay, when he goes back in time, she's alive. He ages way slower than her. So if he came back and he's that old, she is dead. That was the only reason why he would come back.
No, Randall. Remember, they're at 2023 at the end of that movie.
Okay.
And again, the main rule that was told to us by the Elder One is what has happened will continue to happen. You cannot change the future. So, Captain America goes back, right? Mm-hmm. Lives out his life. He's still on the Captain America Captain America goes back. He's living his life as Peggy. Not as Peggy, you know what I mean?
With Peggy, yeah.
With Peggy, yeah. The one that's still underneath in the ice is still there.
I agree with you, yeah.
Now, here's our two timelines. Here's our two Captain Americas living in the same timeline.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Okay? Yeah. One's aging, right? Aging, and the other one's just it's just frozen.
Yeah.
Who finds Captain America again?
Tony
finds Captain America, right? Unthaws him. That wasn't Tony, it was Howard. It was his dad. Or his dad found him.
No, Tony.
Oh, no, Tony. No, Tony. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not talking about. Sorry. Tony
Howard
finds
created him. Howard died. Tony found him.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm about to say Howard was dead already.
Yeah.
All right. We're already 2 hours and 20 into this. He gets thawed out. The Captain America is still alive with Peggy. But then he goes to see Peggy after he gets unthawed, and he sees her old. At that time, that other Captain America is still around. He knows he's gonna go see her, so he stays away.
Yeah.
He passes away, keeps going. So the things that are happening, Avengers Age of Ultron, still happening, and he's still living in the background somewhere, not doing anything.
Yeah, because he's old.
That's how he appears. That's the only explanation of how he appears on that bench now.
Yeah. No, I've agreed with you the whole time.
You're not, because you're saying there's a different line.
There are different lines. There are different times. That's how it explains that he can be in there are two of him can exist.
No, it's just going back in time.
At the end of the movie, that's not Cap. That's actually old Forrest Gump.
I think that what we're missing too is that the reason why there is a alternate timeline is because Cap went back.
There's no other timeline. It's just a loop. That's what I'm saying. They explained it so it's just a loop.
But then that would imply that everything that they went through is going to happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it means.
That's how time works, Randall.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't go through all of that just for it to happen again.
But they have the winning solution. It's going to happen as it happened.
Okay. I think I get what Anthony's point is. Like, the only possible way for it to happen is if Captain America went back in time, lived out his life, but chose to stay out of the fights and not tell anybody about the future so that it doesn't change the future, so that it continues to get to that point, and that's how he knows to show up at the bench.
Exactly. But then that theory of mine gets broken because Thanos gets snapped and he came to the future. So his past self should be dead, but it should still be happening, if that makes sense. That breaks the wheel.
I don't think it has to do with people, man.
That's if the snap actually kills them. Like, we're just under the assumption that it actually kills them because that's the same thing that happened to, at the end of Infinity War. It doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't just send him and his army and things back to that point in time. That's just how it happened to move them.
No, it would have to be that way because if it loops like I'm saying it loops, he would know that he's going to die. He's going to lose that battle.
I don't think it has to do with people, bro. I really don't. Because when the Ancient One was having that conversation, she said nothing about people. Her focus was the stones.
Again, I'm just telling you after hours of just thinking about any sort of ones and zeros I can get out of this.
I think it has to do with the stones, man. That was the main important thing. Because I think if it had to do with people, things would have broken immediately as soon as Captain America was fighting himself.
I don't know, man. Like I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. There's no way. They tried so hard to explain it to us, but I don't know if they just didn't stick to it, or we missed something.
I think we had to have missed something. I'm still not convinced that Thanos died, and yeah.
I think
I'm not convinced he didn't just get put back into where he was supposed to be.
I want it to be multiverse, because that way they can build up to Secret Wars. But if Captain America's sitting there, that fucks it up for me. That doesn't make any sense.
It does and it doesn't though. Like if you So if you look at Cap, because logically your version of Cap going back into his own timeline and then living out his life works. That doesn't mean that somebody can't come through another timeline and start screwing with that point in time.
But they can't screw with it. It's going to happen already. So it's just something they haven't shown us on screen, is what you're saying?
Say that one more time.
So you're saying that something like you know how you gave me the example of between Loki disappearing with the Tesseract and the last shot of the Avengers 1 movie, that there could be more story in between? So, so what you're saying is that there's more story in between when that old one gets there on that bench.
Yeah, theoretically. I mean, that's the way that I see it. Is like the way I see it is that, if everything is going to happen regardless of what people do, then that kind of means that there are multiple timelines, because there's an infinite number of possibilities of things happening. Like in that timeline that they're currently in, there's the possibility that a past Thanos comes to the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that happened though.
Right, but that doesn't mean that breaks the logic of Captain going back in his own timeline and living out his life while his frozen self, is frozen. Like that's how he knows to come to that bench, is because he lived through getting up to that point, going back in time, living out his life, and then knew where to be, when everything was said and done.
But that's not what it breaks. It breaks Thanos doing it again.
breaks Thanos doing it again?
Because he's from the past. It works with Captain America because he's going into the past. Thanos came to the future. So if you die in the future, if that makes sense, you can't do anything after the point you went to the future.
That just means that in that verse that he came from, so that's why I said I don't think that they necessarily always went back into their own timeline. Is because
I think Kelsey might be right, man. The reason
go ahead.
The reason why I think he's right about the multiverses is because of when Doctor Strange said how many different ones that they went through, and they only won one. So that means that whatever, I can't remember the number that he spit out, but however large that number was, that's how many times it happened. Which means that it had to be alternate timelines.
I understand that there could be multiple timelines. The problem is Captain America's bum America ass sitting on that bench breaks it.
It still gets explained by the multiverse theory, because he has to come from somewhere, okay? So whether it's his own verse or another verse. So if he comes from another verse and comes into that timeline and lives out his life, everything is going to happen the way it happened, even in that timeline, because the timeline is he comes from another multiverse, and does everything that he's supposed to do. So the captain that went back in time may not necessarily be that exact captain that was sitting on the bench. That could be from another multiverse, because when he went back in time, he ended up in a different timeline that required him to be there. Just like having Thanos come into the future, the timeline that Thanos came from is he didn't get to do any of that stuff. That timeline, there is no Thanos.
I don't know, man.
I'm leaning more towards what you said earlier about him living out his life and not getting involved, because that will also explain why he still has the shield.
I mean, he has the shield because, I mean, at that time and back in the day, he could have gotten multiple. Like, they were working on...
There was only one. Howard
Stark only had enough vibranium.
Howard Stark said they only had enough vibranium to make one.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like Kelsey said earlier, that he went back, he lived out his life, but he chose not to get involved, which is why he still has his shield. And he just kept living and went through all this stuff, which means that if...
Wait, didn't he go back in time with the shield? He had the shield. Didn't he have the shield and Mjolnir?
He had Mjolnir.
I honestly don't remember, but I don't think so.
He didn't have the shield because it got broken, remember?
Oh, right.
So it was just him with Mjolnir in the briefcase with the stones inside of it. Mm-hmm. So he lived his life. He went through all of that stuff, got the shield, chose not to get involved. Instead of becoming Captain America that we know, he chose to live a civilian life and live his life out with Peggy.
Somebody call Russo's, please. Because that's too much to imply off screen.
And it would make sense why he's still alive, because the snap doesn't affect him.
Why wouldn't it affect him?
Because when the snap happened, he didn't die.
That's not... You don't know that.
That's 50%.
You don't know that about the old guy.
Yeah.
Huh?
We don't know.
The old version could have died. The old version could have died with the snap. Peggy's gone. He's kind of just living in seclusion. Doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't get killed with the snap.
Yeah.
Then when they snapped, they brought literally everybody back at that point in time. 5 years later, he could have been one of those people.
Then that would imply that he's been through the war we just saw.
Randall, what I'm saying is this movie doesn't answer. It leaves all that on the table for off-screen, for interpretation, for whatever the hell it is.
He did go through it. The old captain is still the one that went back in time.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's what
you have...
Talking to him?
But Randall's saying that that's not necessarily... That he didn't experience that whole fight. He did. That's how he goes back in time and lives out his own life. Mm-hmm. He still knows that... Because he's technically a separate person from the captain that's fighting in the war. But he is that person because he's already lived through it. Going back in time doesn't change your memories from you living. He's basically just a copy that is living in the same time period as himself.
Here's my issue with it. All right, this is where I'm gonna my last word on the fucking time travel. From what's been shown on screen, It does not work.
I think it does.
What doesn't work? The whole time travel thing?
Yeah, like there's conflicting stuff. Can it work if that's the multiverse stuff? Yes, but that was not displayed and shown in any fashion.
Well, that doesn't mean that that's not what they were implying. They might be coming out with. They have to reboot the whole series. For all we know, they could start doing this again with a different timeline.
Again, I'm going from what I saw, what they were told of me, what I heard from the rules, what seems to stick, because Gamora and what's it called didn't come back, so they're trapped inside whatever. I mean, they were used as sacrifices, obviously, to make the stone.
Right, and at the end, you also saw that he was still searching for Gamora, and she wasn't there. So if Tony really killed everybody that was there, like, why would he kill Gamora? He didn't really have a reason to. The past Gamora that comes to the future should have still been there after he snapped his fingers. That's why I don't think they died. I think he just put them back in the place that they were supposed to be, which would go along with your theory that there's one timeline and that's what keeps the line from breaking. Same way with him putting the stones back at exactly that point in time to keep the line from breaking off.
Fucking Russo.
In other words, they're going to go through this all over again.
Yeah, well, Randall, that's how time works.
Yeah.
If we go to your past, whatever you did today, you're doing it over again. If a nail if a sledgehammer ever went through your foot, we go back in time, you're reliving it. Well, I guess not you, but you'll see yourself get hit by a sledgehammer.
I just feel like it's if this is something if it's just an infinite loop, it almost makes it feel like then why bother?
Because you're living past it. You made it through it. All right. So it ends with Tony's funeral. I found out who the kid was. The kid was from Iron Man 3. I looked that up as soon as I possibly could because that kid looked fucking out of place. I don't know who the hell he was.
What kid?
At a funeral, there's a kid standing by himself. You know how the camera starts going through all like the groups, like the Guardians and stuff, and it shows a kid standing there.
You complete me.
And
that's what he says.
Okay, Randall, but you don't have to say that to me. That's weird.
I wasn't saying it to you. I was just saying it out loud.
It's on video. You said it to me.
I didn't actually hear him because he talked so quiet, and he said so far away from the mic. You know, he might as well be sitting in your living room.
He's saying all this stuff like he ain't hear none of the stuff I was saying earlier.
Because you were yelling earlier.
Okay.
Silly boy.
I have my volume. This is my headphones.
Can you please just finish saying what you were saying because what
all the
you're
way
saying
up
isn't
to
important.
hear you.
What were you saying? Yeah, so the kid that was on at the funeral was a kid from Iron Man 3. Iron Man leaves with I think another like voice and like a hologram note. I don't know if it was a hologram note or it was like an AI thing.
I think it was a hologram note from him recording himself on the helmet.
Got it. Well, it wasn't from the helmet because he was dressed.
The helmet, it's when he figures out the
time travel thing.
Yeah.
Because he's fully clothed and like.
Because he says the 3 times 3,000, like at the end of it.
Yeah.
That didn't happen before he came back. Because Morgan wasn't a thing.
Morgan. What?
The daughter.
Yeah.
After the 5 years things, when she says "I love you" times 3,000.
Yeah.
In the video, he says it in there.
Yeah.
So it's not the helmet from at the beginning of the movie.
No, but it does that. I mean, he has thousands of helmets. Like it could be any helmet.
He's telling you the time. The time. It didn't. Okay, the way you said it was. We thought you were talking about when he was recording on the plane when he was about to die. With Nebula.
It could. I mean, I thought there was a helmet sitting there at the end. I don't honestly remember, but I thought there was a helmet sitting there, and that was what was projecting.
Oh, okay, yeah, most likely.
Because he was using, like, I mean, they showed him in the beginning, him using the helmet to scan him and record him doing that stuff, or like the message saying, "Hey, look, if I don't make it back, you know, here's what's up." And then at the end,
play the lotto every week.
My logical assumption was that he used another helmet or a similar device to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, we just mixed up. We thought you were talking about when he recorded it.
Yeah, no, this was. I'm saying before they started going back in time, because I'm assuming that's what happened. Is before he went back in time, he recorded that message because he knew that there was a possibility that things could get fucked up.
Yeah. All right, and then after that, nothing really. Unless I'm forgetting something. After the funeral, that was it, right?
Did you hear Did you stay for the after credits thing?
Nah, all it was is just him beating on. It's just a soundbite from Iron Man 1. I knew that.
I was wondering if that's what if it was just like a callback to that, or if it was.
That's on record. I mean, that's what That's what it sounds like. So that's what everyone's going towards. They said there was no after credits afterwards, so that's why I didn't really stay. If that was the only thing, and it seemed like that was the only thing.
Thor joined the Guardians.
Oh, Thor's with the Guardians now. Hopefully he bulks up again.
Because we know who the captain is.
Yeah, we know. We know. And he just gets serious and serious.
It's me. It's me.
Valkyrie's the new queen of Asgard. Damn, my eye. And that's it, man. There's no after credits to push.
I'm excited to see what they do with Sam as the new Captain America.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for more Captain Marvel movies if they go along with that. I really hope they keep Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He's really awesome. He's funny. I feel like he really fits the part.
Fuck that kid. He made me cry twice.
You know, like, out of all three of them, Andrew Garfield was really good. Tobey Maguire was great in the first one. The next two were, I think it was just bad direction, and the scripts were terrible.
Yeah.
And then Tom just feels like he fits the part the best out of all of them.
He has better synergy with, he had synergy with Tony, and that he seems to be all right with everybody else.
I'm hoping that they utilize, what's her name? The Olsen girl.
Scarlet Witch.
Yes, the Scarlet Witch a little bit more, and
she'll be more important once they start.
Well, they have their show WandaVision coming out.
Yeah, they've announced WandaVision as a show is coming out with her and Vision, so I guess they bring back Vision somehow.
Or it might be,
or it could be pre-snap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another show is.
I thought he said. Go ahead.
And then there's another show with Winter Soldier and Falcon, so that might all be pre-snap as well.
I thought he said he tried to bring back Vision and couldn't.
He tried to bring back Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to bring.
I want to say Scarlett Johansson.
I was doing that for the past 2 hours.
I thought he said at the end though that he tried to bring back both of them.
Nah, he just mentioned.
He just mentioned Black Widow because remember, Jarvis. Vision is made from the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
Well, it powered his AI, so I don't know if. And also, like Shuri at the end of Infinity War, it looks like she was trying to do something before she got attacked. So we're all not we're all. I guess I'm theorizing that she maybe downloaded him before she started blasting people and fighting. So maybe they'll bring her back that way.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that too.
Because she was doing something.
She was trying to separate the Mind Stone from him as a person, so that he could exist without being connected to the Mind Stone.
Yeah, and it looks like she was trying to rush and finish something before it got fucked up. So whether or not she finished, we'll find out. I do hope they start working into getting Secret Wars, because that'd be a great way to start. Since now we're getting used to the idea of time travel and multiverses, Secret Wars is the next big thing. That'd be cool to see them do. It's basically multiverses collapsing on each other, so timelines are breaking, literally, like existences are being deleted, and it gets pretty huge. And you'll have other like Miles Morales and stuff come in because he's from a different universe. And, like, we'll have mashups that we've never seen, so we can have like alternate Spider-Mans, alternate Doctor Dooms. I'm excited.
Like 2021, if you look it up, it's like 3 or 4 Marvel movies coming out in that 1 year.
No, there's not, Randall. They haven't announced Phase 4 yet.
2021?
They have not announced Phase 4 yet.
That's what I read today.
I'm telling you, they have not announced their plans for Phase 4 yet.
You can look it up.
It might just be placeholder dates.
All right, Randall. I'm letting you know the factuals. Tony might have passed, but his spirit lives on in me, okay? Randall, I can look up how long is Randall's dick, and it'll give me a number. That's not going to tell me anything.
Okay.
It's 17 inches, by the way.
It might tell you something.
All right, that's about it for this. Basically, a commentary on Avengers EndGame, because it's almost reaching 3 hours itself. Episode 45 of the ADLR Podcast. If you'd like to support this monstrosity of an episode, Patreon.com/ADLR Plays. If you want to donate to a good cause, go to extralife.adlrplays.com. Proceeds go to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. If you have a topic for us to talk about, we go to topics.adlrplays.com and we'll talk about it next episode. Cutoff time is 7 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. And the podcast goes up, or we start recording at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. Randall. And then that's about it, guys. You guys got to plug.
Why is there a frown on Vegas?
I meant to ask you, why'd you put the frown on the Vegas thing?
Because I lost all my money.
Oh, right.
One thing I forgot to tell you. I got to meet Emmitt Smith.
Sorry, by name that doesn't tell me.
He's a running back.
I know. He used to play for the Cowboys.
Okay. I definitely don't know who that is.
I think he was on Dancing with the Stars.
But yeah, so I got to meet him, which really pissed off Shannon because
she's a Cowboys
she
fan,
loves
right?
the Cowboys. Yeah, but I got a signed jersey for his jersey signed for her. And brought it back.
Nice. Did you get a picture of this?
Yeah, I got a bunch of pictures. I was gonna post everything from the party this week.
Got it. Okay.
I went to this place called Heart Attack Grill, and it's hilarious. If you weigh over 350 pounds, you eat for free.
What the fuck? No, dude.
All of the place is run by a doctor, and all the waitresses are dressed in skimpy little nurses' outfits. If you can't finish your food, you get spanked.
So did you just walk in and say I'm full?
No, I honestly. So each patty is a half pound. Okay, 8 ounces.
Okay.
It goes from 1 patty to 8 patties for the number of patties on a single burger that you can order.
Jesus, dude.
I ordered the double,
okay,
and I was gonna finish it, but I think part of it was burnt or something was in the chili, and every time at the end, like I only had like an ounce left, but at the end was starting to get sick every time I put food in my mouth, and so I was like, I'm done. But I was gonna get spanked anyway because it was my bachelor party, and so I have video of that,
nice.
And then video of Jamie opening up the orange thing.
That is the name itself, dude.
Oh, it's
Heart
awesome.
Attack Grill, dude.
It's like
I think it was just the Five Guys.
No, this puts Five Guys to shame.
It sounds like it with a name like Heart Attack Grill, dude.
But they have a midget that works for them, and she runs around and starts spanking people.
What the hell?
They do they dub over a lot of the like classic music videos, like Ghostbusters. They have them in their little nurses' outfits and everything. Oh, you have to put a gown on, a hospital gown on to go into the restaurant.
Oh, okay, that's thematic. I like it. That's pretty cool.
When Matt ordered wine, they serve it to you in an IV bag.
That's pretty cool.
This
too.
place was amazing. Okay,
yeah, they went 100% in on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Heart Attack Grill. By that name, I already pictured what was inside. Just huge dudes just going to town on meat, dude.
There were 2 guys that sat behind us.
Yeah.
That had to have weighed 400 pounds. They ordered the 8 burger patties one and finished them.
Oh my god. Nah, I'd be scared to be in there. Cause what if like somebody like has an issue while eating, like some attack or something? I'm good on that.
Let me see if I can get you a video or something real quick.
All right, well,
you can watch. Oh my god, that was loud.
Well, I'm gonna end the podcast then because we're at 2:43 people. Thank you guys for watching. You guys, the plugs. You guys doing anything this week? Yay, nay? Brian, go ahead.
Maybe stream tomorrow or Thursday. If I do, it's gonna be like at 7ish.
Okay, Kelsey, you got something?
We have a closing date on the house, June 3rd, and so I'm gonna be.
Quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically just be trying to clean up the house and get it completely packed and ready so that we can just move out whenever it's time.
Nice, dude. So new fucking stream room.
Yep.
New house, new.
I gotta find some way to to soundproof my office so that Shannon doesn't yell at me, because the office is. She yells at me now because she can hear me upstairs in the bedroom, which is on the opposite side of the house with the door closed.
Okay.
And it's upstairs.
Shit,
the
dude.
new one, the office is directly across from the bedroom.
Well, yeah, I can see the problem now. Randall, you got anything you're gonna do this week? Nothing.
Work.
Excellent. I'll probably be streaming more Division. Game has its hooks on me. Either that or Days Gone. So I do need to get through that so I can get my impressions. That's about it, though. People, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate y'all. See you guys next week. Love you all. Bye.